Ding, ding, fries are done. Oh, hey, it's live now. Yay! Hey, this is Aaron Carson with Role Playing Public Radio, and this is a Patreon game done the day after Christmas. So, happy holidays to everybody else before the new year out, before Trump apocalypse. So, um, but we will set this up right now. This is Eclipse phase. Title of this is the 3 Soul Lock. So, and we have our 4 players here today, all intrepid agents of Firewall. So, if you could, starting with Adam, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey, this is Adam. I'll be playing Jeanette the intern. She is a fall evacuee who is so excited to help out, and my gosh, I am just thrilled to be here.
Gee, golly darn! And what brought you into Firewall? What was the experience that made you aware of their presence in the Titans thread?
Well, I'm trying to move up the corporate ladder, and I understand that there are a lot of higher ups actually work in Firewall. So I think this is just going to be swell to work closely with some of the higher ups, get in some good FaceTime.
You got a little something on your nose there.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh
my gosh, I'll be right back.
So in that case, yeah, no, we'll work with that too. So, all right, Glenn.
I'm playing Noah Marion Kane. He is an ultimate gate crasher. He is 120 years old, but he is really into what they used to call the transhuman lifestyle, basically living forever and becoming all he can be. He's an ultimate, and he really is into bettering himself, not so much into the Nazi genocide part.
Yeah, just not so much of fuck everybody else if you don't dare for your perfection. Just like I guess the self-help guru of the ultimate world.
Yeah, he actually likes people, whereas it seems like most ultimates pretty much hate people.
Yeah, so although that makes me imagine like Tony Randall as an ultimate. So and the fact that he probably would eat you after defeating you. So
yeah,
good to work on there. So good, awesome. All right, Jacob.
I'm playing Trace Beretta, who is a survivor through the fall. He's an anachronistic private detective that is lost in time and space, but devoted to his trade. Accompanied by his trusty smart dog, golden retriever named Pud. And yeah, that's him.
That boy.
He spent a year on Earth after the fall, so he is disturbed in a number of ways, but he's shields himself, or he hides that by getting into character based on 20th century pop culture private.
And as far as you know, does he have any actual that's like forks that Firewall might not know about too? Because that sounds like something they would really want to keep track of, or somebody who spent that much time after the fall. Okay.
Nope, he is, but his memory of that time is splintered. It's not very cohesive. He really can't put a lot of it together. It's horrible, everything that he remembers. So, but no, he does not know for sure that he's the only one.
Okay.
Or even that he's the original one.
Ooh, so yeah, somebody might be in cold storage out there somewhere, reliving noir detective stories too, as you are.
Terrifying.
All right,
existential horror.
Yes, the existential horror of being stuck in a Mason Dixon story for the rest of your life. All right, and
Leonard, no.
And Ryan.
I'm playing Kafara. That's an acronym for Communication Facilitation and Research Assistant. She's an AGI. Her original function was to predict market shifts for the Argonauts, and she still has a fork that does that. But her job in Firewall is she's a router, so she kind of has to herd cats. Except the cats have plasma rifles, and they shoot the plasma rifles at most things they see, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'd like to point out too for the listeners as well that you are in a taco for your more. Yeah, so I just make it very much think that I will see you almost a Tom Servo way of looking up. Now, sir, I require this form for this signature. If you don't do it, I don't, sir, I understand you are bleeding out at this moment right now, but we need this. Oh, and your stack was just scooped out. Okay, we'll come back when you're being reinitialized. I'm sorry. Just that side. That seems like you would be very friendly for trying to get the TPP signatures going through before Yeah, let's do that. Or I'll ask you this: Is there actually a form for getting your backup signed after being your cortical stack was dug out?
Well, backups are automatic, right? They just do it after a certain amount of months. Yeah.
No,
so, I guess that form would already, I guess if he didn't, specify what he needed to do, that could happen or something, but...
Okay. just to see how much the bureaucratic red tape we can make that rabbit hole go. So, all right. Most of you have been within Firewall for, if nothing else, a short of time between a couple months to maybe several years now, working with the organization to prevent various different X threats from coming into existence. So your experience is wide. In particular, this is why your handlers decided to tap you for this particular mission. You all received briefs about a week ago notifying you that you would be ego-cast to, over to Octavia, which is one of the aerostats over Venus. It is in control of the Planetary Consortium, but in particular, that will actually just be your arrival destination. That's what target is a research tourist station that is in orbit of Venus that is owned by Cognite. That's like you. Anybody else who I would say has networking hypercore will be aware that they are primarily in the field of AI research, really pushing the boundaries with a lot. In particular, anybody with Argonauts connections to would probably have more information on them as well. However, there is a report that they are possibly doing experimentation that might be interfering with the lives and might also be potentially looking into Titan. That's unseed AI research again, which is, as all of you know, is extremely restricted. That is not to be done in any case should it reignite another Titan within the spheres. So you have all been given the information and also given your budgets to be able to have Morphs waiting for you when you arrive at Octavia. So, which was setting this up. Before you report, and also as part of your briefer, you were supposed to meet with your proxy on site as a meeting place that will be designated once you are all cast into your initiated into your new morphs. The name of this proxy is Proxy Starcadian. So, and the information was lifted to you that he will be given directions as soon as you are initialized back into your morphs. So, before we go in, does anybody have any questions or research they wanted to do before being cast?
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we going to be casting into the morphs that we have made the characters with?
Yes. Essentially, you're basically just going into the morph. So what you have on the paper is what you're going into. That's what you were able to designate. So.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just curious about my smart dog. Do I not actually get to bring him? Which is not a big deal.
Okay. For this one, since you have. How many? What's your rep with Firewall right now?
Into the smart dog. He was just fun.
Okay, well I'll make you this deal on that one. What's your F rep at right now?
My F rep?
Yeah, that's I rep.
Or I rep, excuse me. Keep forgetting.
I rep is 70.
I rep is
70.
Yeah, that's what it came with.
Shit. Well, it's a little bit of a one, but if you pay about 10 rep, it'll be waiting there for you.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
Down to 60.
Down to 60 rep. So, how many? You want your dog? How much rep you got?
Have him sleeved into a Reaper while you're at it.
Pud's my only friend. So.
No.
He's for
and I
emotional
also
support.
have research. No. I have a hypercore.
Okay.
Is there any additional information I can get for rolling that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Hypercore.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do that as well with Hypercorp and scientists.
Okay, yep. Feel free. If anybody else, if you have a relative research or networking one, let me know and we can do that.
Should I roll those separately or just the highest?
Go ahead and I would say one roll the highest. So
Okay.
So I want to roll. I don't know if I mentioned this is my first time playing. So I do want to roll below my 35, right?
yes, you want to. It's
So I
rolling
failed.
below, but okay, yeah, definitely. For anybody who's playing on that, sorry, we started off. You want to roll on your percentiles below or nearest to the number 2. So it's kind of like it is kind of like blackjack rules. If you
I
get
got a 39 and I needed a 35.
39, 35, yeah. So unfortunately, that's over and that loses. If you get doubles underneath that's like your percentage, that is a critical success. If you get it doubles over it, that's a critical failure.
Oh,
So
How
just
about black market or smuggling?
I made a 30. I got a 30 on my roll, and that's under my networking hypercorp, networking scientist, and my research.
okay. So well, and this will be just one singular one. So which networking do you want to do?
I'll say scientists because this one.
Scientists? Okay.
They're terrible at keeping secrets.
Okay. Well, mainly it's because that they're publishing papers and they want to keep everything as transparent as possible, especially if you're dealing with autonomist. In that case, and AI research. From what you can get there, there's been rumblings that Cognite has been working on a new type of at least cortical stack, one that is that's like will be able to actually do a burst transmission for a backup without having to destroy it, and also is somehow more resilient. But you wouldn't see the reasons why, especially if they would get if some Titan would get a hold of you. Obviously, you don't want it destroyed, but the only but if it went into a Titan's hand, or God help you, possibly somebody in a worse organization like Nine Lives, they would be able to possibly disassemble it and then take all the information that you have. Like I said, that's like emergency ego casters are there for a reason, to basically destroy your head so nobody else can get what you need. So it seems a little bit odd that they're trying to make one more resilient and offhand. In this kind of case, they're trying to retrieve information. So you don't really know where that's going from. So, all right, so we got that. And did somebody else have a question before?
Yeah, I have interest black markets and smuggling.
Okay.
Could I see if anything odd has been moving through the system?
Absolutely, go for it.
All right. They've got black market at 60, so I'll try that one.
Yeah.
23, yes.
23, yeah. The one thing that Cognite is above board, so they usually don't have a lot of anything of going there. But you have noticed that there, specifically in the black market, there's been a call for like baseline splicer morphs. Nothing big, even a couple pods too that they've had cheap pods that you would have coming through the system, and that's been in like the between the lines and Cognite's ledgers. So you had to dig really hard. Your contacts had to dig really hard to be able to take a look at it. But it's odd that they would get these for any kind of reason too, especially unless they're just using those as base housing for stacks that they're doing. And it's not unknown for Cognite to do this, since they are researching AIs, but they shouldn't be going through this many, especially if there's an issue with them.
I want to try to suggest an unusual skill roll for this.
Okay.
Looking at what they're reporting as they're developing, I want to try a academics philosophy check to see if I can figure out what ontological framework would most fit that need. I mean, what kind of person would need that kind of thing?
You don't even need to roll for that. That would be a scientist. So somebody who's in AI research, which is it's an interesting way to kind of look at that. But that would be more of the why of it than anything else. Like, what would I do if I were in this head?
Right.
To really see that, you would actually probably need either experience for like craft morph design, or academics morph design, or that's like. Excuse me, psychosurgeon. Basically a psychosurgeon. So that you would be able.
That gives me some information. So.
Yeah. So for that for that's going through. In that case, Jacob Wright, did you have any questions before you, or anything you wanted to try before you sleeved into your morphs?
Nope.
Networking firewall. What do I know about this proxy Starcadian?
Go ahead and make a roll.
Okay, what do I do for that?
Get your. Do you have percentile dice?
Oh, yeah, I'll just bring up a page real quick.
Okay, well, actually, if you look to the left on the Google Hangout, there's Dice Stream app. If you click it, you can choose the dice you want to roll. So in this case, they do have a percentile, so you can click that and just tell me if you roll under.
Okay. Yeah, 41 out of 65.
41 out of 65. All right. Proxy Sarcadian is primarily known within the Firewall organization as a dual roles of an information broker and a disinformation seeder. So he is basically there to make deals on different leads that other proxies will follow up on, and also is exceedingly adept at covering his tracks. So, and the other thing that you find out before you actually sleeve in is that he changes his location within the system fairly frequently. The only thing that comes up is that for firewall agents only, he primarily has an identity as a scum DJ, and he will end up setting up different one night AR filled raves and dance halls where he dance halls on a regular basis. So that's where you usually know where to find him. So, and he has particular marks that firewall agents are familiar with.
Okay.
I have profession info brokerage. Could I dig further into Starcadian and see if there's anything that I've seen that like recent purchases or what's getting traded on that?
Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to do that yet because that would be more firewall on there, and you actually don't know what his stage name is. So you only know, and you know that one actually changes out multiple times. So you could, I'll give it on that one. So what's your rating in that skill?
I have 50.
50. You can make one at a -20 because again he changes the performing name multiple times to keep people off balance. So
would networking firewall be useful for that?
In this case, no, because Ryan already gave us the one information that we had, so that's what you're operating off of.
43 made it.
43. All right, excellent.
Oh wait, no, sorry, -30. No,
-30. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you might have. Yeah, yeah. If it were for the -20 on that, so that's the big thing with Starcadian is that he's a disinformation specialist, so he knows how to cover his tracks pretty well. So, and the information that you'll have here on once you get on base, since you know the firewall call signs that he'll basically play to you.
Oh, I can't wait to be in his work group. This is so great.
Yeah. So he basically is making sure that he stays hidden on there as well. So all right, but that's the information that you can get from here. And at this point, you are all brought to your ego casters. Let's go through sleeve in, and since I will actually offer a bonus here too. Since you're sleeving into these bodies, I will offer you, if it's your normal body that you have back home, you can sleeve in with no problem. If you would like an extra moxie, you can do so by taking a integration test if you want an extra moxie and take that risk.
What's the test for integration?
Integration, that should be, excuse me, it's been a while since I did that. That will be a
274.
Yeah, 274. Yeah, that will be, I believe it's cog times 5, but cog times 3.
Som times 3.
Som? Yeah, it is semantics.
Som times 3.
Yep, Som times 3. You are right. So.
Well, that sounds like a great deal. I have a Som of 15, so why wouldn't I do that?
All right.
All right.
But
so
go ahead.
5% chance of messing yourself up for the rest of the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, not doing it. I got 3 moxie. That's good enough.
All right.
Yeah, without my morph, my Som is 5. So.
All right. No worries then. Like I said, it was an offer that was brought up on that case. So everybody sleeves in normally. You are able. You have no issues doing that. And as soon as you connect to the local mesh, each one of your muses gives you gives you a symbol and notifies you that you are to turn on all of your your AR receptors and look for this particular one when you're walking out. And also for security, you have been put into different sleeving facilities, so you could not be traced just in case anybody is looking.
Now we're on Thought now.
You're actually on Octavia.
On the
So,
Canadian.
Thought, yeah, that's like Thought is the tourist. Excuse me, the Taurus station that is above Venus. So you know that will ultimately be one of the places that you need to get into. But as hopefully Starcadian should provide you with enough information on that.
And do we know who's telling us to look for that?
That would who's telling to look for Thought?
The
Or
AR symbol.
the
from our
image.
muse?
Oh, that's your muse. It's basically that's just that this is just a basic a secured firewall information package that's been given to you. So
I immediately turned it on. I'm running around looking for it now.
okay. So with that, and
I
this
have to
will
set my image recognition software to run on that.
So alrighty then. Then everybody else can go ahead and make a group perception roll to see who finds it first.
Okay, that's a perception.
21, got it.
I got a 7 out of 45.
Nice.
Okay.
I got a crit, 33.
33. All right. Oh, in that case,
I
Kafara
made it
is
31. But
okay. All right. So everybody else will be right at that, but you all made it. But Kafara gets there right before everybody else. Yeah, you turn the corner on one of the open air markets, and for those not seeing the aerostats, essentially they're large floating cities that are on top of, basically floating on top of the heavier gases of Venus in the atmosphere. So they're very much tall, almost open air to be able to view that. Very beautiful and going. And now that you're in night, everything is turned on in sort of a neon glow. But you see that there are other people that are wandering around with different AR overviews. And particularly, you do see a couple of a couple of other people in like younger splicer morphs running off to the side. And as far as you put your AR overlay on, you see that see that the marks for Proxy Starcadians rave are everywhere. They're basically leading in a line down into one of the back alleyways into what looks like a general warehouse. So
it's completely night and neon everywhere. Is that
yes,
where we are?
yes, that is it.
Perception check to see if Trace Beretta is monologuing as he walks.
It is not needed. He is already doing it. I assume.
It's like the beginning of Watchmen.
Exactly.
Copyright. It's very similar, but I'm saying it to my dog, who occasionally grunts.
Which works out there.
Or rolls its eyes.
And says things like, irregardless isn't actually a word.
I think you're ripping off Miller there.
But yeah, Kafara, as you turn around the corner, you see the entrance of what it looks like an old Faber warehouse that would have been providing different manufacturing parts for the aerostat, but it's been closed down or it's under renovation. So essentially an empty space. And as you go through there, you see that everybody else is dancing along, but it's all AR. That everything here is basically made to look like the greatest overnight, raving nightclub. There are people dancing around in all sorts of different morphs, with different neon AR accoutrements and clothing going over there. You actually have some of the people in different smart material vac suits that are replicating the clothes as they go along. If they're which you can tell these are the rich kids and the really fancy people that can do this. So, since you are there, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Use that or spend some of it to try to, I don't know, pull some sort of scheme over all the rich kids.
Okay, well, you'll get to do that here first, but let's, I will say, actually, right before we do that, Kafara, since you were able to get there first, you can make one more perception check to see if you can notice Starcadian in the crowd.
40, yeah, I see him.
Okay, so 40. All right. You think you might do, because knowing that he's a performer, he's probably the DJ who, oddly enough, looks very dull compared to all the other dances around. He's up at a massive console that's on the stage, but he seems to be wearing a very dull gray hoodie. and going and moving from his devices over and over again. But the only thing you notice that's odd is every time he looks up, it looks like his eyes are glowing. So, which you have to assume that's an AR trick, but when you take off the slide for a second, you can see that it's not. That something else is going on there. But that is your best guess from here as well. So, all right. So this is about the time that everybody else shows up in here. I will say that there is no role. You were already given profiles on everybody else, so you know who is coming in here. How are you going to identify yourself to each other?
I'm pretty obvious. I got a fedora and a trench coat and a dog. If you guys don't recognize me, I don't know.
Okay.
I will, since we'd already, could we have already arranged before having arrived here our TACnet protocol?
Oh, yeah, if you do. Like I said, that's up to you. So how do you respond to each other? How do you recognize?
I'm carrying a tray of cyber coffee for everybody, and I'm handing them out.
What is it?
Or Neo coffee.
Thank you.
I'm still developing
I drink coffee. Neo coffee.
So Neo coffee.
Sorry about that.
All right. So are you all just that's like finding a space where you can sit down and wait for the contact to find you, or are you being, since Kafara, you have your guess on who Starcadian is, are you informing everybody else and then formulating your plan?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I recommend that we find a table and make unrelated small talk, because this is Kafara's joint.
Yeah.
Give her control.
I mean, we can just message each other. We don't have to actually group together and be.
I'm going to go to the bar and get a.
This is true.
And TACnet to you guys that that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I am old-fashioned.
Yeah.
All right.
And then look around with this disgust at all the rave and rue the end of music since jazz died out.
200 years before you were born.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I think the jazz is like U2. I have no idea.
Oh man, just he's sitting over here like, man, I miss Dizzy Gillespie. Do you even know who he was? Shut up.
Sure, I know who Disney Gillespie is. Don't you talk to me about the fall. I was there.
So
it's like, what do you mean, like Billie Holiday? Oh, I love him.
All right. Well,
I love the Beatles. What?
I am actually going to be spending my time trying to con the rich kids out of money.
Okay, so you will go do that. All right. So
I am going to dance. I'm going to roll bass int to see how well I do that. I fail, so I guess I'm not a great dancer, but I did not critically fail, so everyone is still alive, probably.
Okay. Well, in that case, interestingly enough, Ryan, go ahead and make your perception roll, please.
Okay. 25. I make it.
25. Well, it's like you didn't notice it before, but there is a really beautiful. That's like woman. It's obviously a sylph morph who is looking at you from the other end, as like dancing, and is kind of silkily maneuvering her way through the crowd towards you.
Okay.
So, and just kind of stops before you. Would you care to have this dance?
Oh, sure.
So, and I was like, although you'll have to guide me, I don't know which of your appendages to.
Just use this one and this one, I suppose.
Ooh, that was the mating appendage.
Yeah, well, taco soup shouldn't have that on there, so we're not going to get on that. But while you're doing that, let's see. Go ahead and what do you have for kinesics?
60.
60. All right, go ahead and make a roll.
Nope, I fail.
Nope. So, yeah, that's like you're feeling, well, this is like very nice. Like this is, you don't really assume anybody else would be treating a synthmorph like this, or possibly an AGI. And that's like you're feeling really good about this until the moment where that's like your muses of trying to valiantly warn you against a narco algorithm that is entering in, and lights out for you.
Okay.
So,
Damn,
My
so
lights
no
out.
save
Does he
or
drop
anything?
off TACnet?
yep. Well, that's the thing. You three, go ahead and make a. Everybody else besides Ryan, go ahead and make a perception roll.
92. No,
I failed.
I'm really looking at
36. I totally made it.
36. All right.
Totally.
So in that case, Trace. So you made it, right? So
Oh,
right.
yep.
Yep, cool.
Trace.
Everybody, yeah, you two you're kind of looking at that. That's seeming that you're Trace. You're the only one who notices that Kafara has disappeared off the TACnet.
Hmm.
But it's like
That's
if you
normal.
look over, you can still see her dancing pretty excitedly along with some woman in a sylph morph.
I immediately alert everybody over TACnet that something's up with them.
I am very
Hey.
distracted with my 92.
Notice this.
It takes
Okay.
several tries before I look at anybody.
All right. In that case, Trace, this at that point before you move or after you look at everybody, you feel a
Yeah, I don't
hand on
move.
top of yours,
Oh.
and you look. If you look over, you see that there's another woman in a strikingly similar sylph. It's like sylph morph to the one that's dancing with Kafara.
Okay.
So,
Is she waiting for me to respond to her advances? Because I rebuff them. Sorry, ma'am. This heart's too hard and cold for a lady like you.
oh, but good sir, I really need help with a certain problem. Can you tell me what do you do when the exterminator is late?
Oh, man. Burn the building down.
So, I would suggest that you come. That you come with me, and you suddenly see on your mesh pop up an invite that's popped up for you. Your friends can join us. To your friend, it's like your other friend is already with us. If you would please join.
Strange way of inviting my friend.
So we have security to keep, and as you can see, nobody will nobody will suspect a thing. And she brings your hand. It's like she opens up her hand as you see the mesh alert going through.
I look down to Pud, my golden retriever, smart dog, and I say, "What do you think, Pud?" Pud just looks at me like I'm an idiot. So,
are you telling the other two, or?
Yes, I am sharing everything. TACnet, we have like a video and audio.
Actually, yeah, you can. Also, yeah, you're on TACnet, so you can see everything. So
yeah, I'm sharing everything. This whole interaction.
Okay, so obviously it looks like that you are in communication with Starcadian proxy Starcadian. So, and with both Jeanette and that's like Noah. Excuse me, right now. We will. That's like you see equally. That's like identical sylph morphs coming up to you and just staring. And as you look back, you see that there are mesh invites they're going through.
So
Can I roll a networking criminal to see if there's some sort of scheme, or do I just trust this because of the firewall code?
Yeah, that's there's no roll needed on that. That is a firewall response. So you were aware of that. Or in this case, it's an older code, sir, but it checks out.
In that case,
It doesn't check out if it's an older code.
What the hell?
I don't have old Earth history. I don't understand.
So, although actually, if you want to do your you want to do your networking before we do that, you can check it out if you want. So,
okay.
I passed my old Earth history, so I did understand, but I still got confused. I love Star Trek.
So you made it. So you reacted like Captain America. I understood that reference.
Yeah.
I got that. Star Trek's one of my favorite movies.
Nice. So, all right. What'd you make on your networking check?
52 out of 65.
52 out of 65. All right. Yep. That was enough. No, that's absolutely it's firewall code. That's like even if it's general saying right now, there's no way that would be passed on. Somebody would die before that gets on. So,
why do we all know
some coffee?
That's again, you were in that case, you were taught it a long time ago, and this is by the sign of the lazy GM who wants to keep a joke going a long time.
That goes back at least 4 or 5 years, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So
it's a classic.
Yep. But it appears to be everything appears to be copacetic if you want to accept the invitation.
Jeanette accepts immediately.
Okay. So your vision goes out.
Oh,
All right, and you see Jeanette blink off the TACnet.
Who's left? Me?
Yeah, I think Trace and no, yeah, I think Trace and Noah are the only two, you guys are the only two left right now.
Trace is still thinking about it, and I haven't been invited yet.
oh, I invite. Well, are you not on the TechNet?
Yeah, but I don't know whether I got forwarded the link yet.
Yes, you all have. Sorry, that's
All
everybody
right.
has it. So
So
All right.
watching them drop off.
Down the rabbit hole. Sometimes you just have to swallow the red pill.
all right, except blink. That's like vision goes out.
Well, I order one more whiskey and I slug it back, and then I accept
All right,
with a
And
wry
yours-
smile on my face as I look at her.
all right. So
You're a weird broad.
all right, your vision all comes back, and you're all looking down initially, and as you realize your vision comes back, there are two things that are a little bit odd off of it. One, you see that the floor is like a display, either a large display or a glass barrier, where you're looking down at the it's like at the club and seeing that everybody is. Well, it's like down. It's like everybody below you, including yourselves. Kafara, that's like Kafara. You can actually see yourself dancing with the sylph. Trace, you see you're talking to the one at the bar, and Noah and Jeanette, you are either in deep conversation or dancing on. That's like with the other two there, and that's when that's like you all notice something in particular. Your muses are either offline or you can't sense them. Which is a little bit.
Does
and
it look like my smart dog is doing anything funny?
Not that you're aware. Not that you're aware of. He's just kind of sitting up. Although you do notice that he's somehow looking straight up at you.
Creepy.
No.
Thanks, bud.
And it's about that time you realize that you don't feel like you have physical forms, but as you look down, you see that there appears to be lines drawing up to match the shape of your general morphs, but it's not giving in specific details. It's almost, once they solidify, it's almost like flat pieces of polygons that are making up your general shape. So,
And do we see each other?
yes, you can see each other, and basically you look like neon polygonal outlines of yourselves. And as it does that, the entire landscape blows around you in similar polygon or gridded out phase. And as you turn around, you see that you're sitting at a table, and in front of it is a man in a almost like polygon outside drawing of himself in a hoodie with two glowing eyes looking over you from steepled fingers. Gentlemen and ladies, welcome.
Stockadian,
Hello.
I presume.
Proxy Starcadian. Won't you have a seat? And as he says that, the chairs outline themselves to sit. I understand you are the investigation team that has been sent to look into our issue.
Investigation and, if needed, utility.
Heard you were in a jam. We're here to help you out.
Well, I will admit that I don't deal in the likes of erasure squads. So despite what your profiles have told about your previous activities, I would prefer to keep this more on the quiet side. That's like as anything louder usually will disrupt my business.
Quiet's my middle name.
Totally makes sense.
Okay. So tell me, what do you know of the current assignment?
Very, very little. We do know that there's a new type of Farcaster slash it's a peripheral for the cortical stack being developed, and it's getting suspicious.
So that is correct. That's like there seems to be something going on with Cognite that we're not aware of. Is that your dog?
That's
No.
Pud.
Pud speaks.
Yeah, well, when he barks, it's like woof.
Wow, motherfucker.
Woof, I say.
Wow, frickin' wow. Come on.
In any
With,
case,
What the hell are you doing up there?
either profession info brokerage or protocol to try to summarize it in a very appeasing way, as if she's giving a report to a superior.
or actually,
Protocol.
what is actually, what is your skill in that?
Protocol is 60 and info brokerage is 50.
60. I would say go ahead, go with info brokerage to basically see what information you can pull up. So
32, yes.
32, absolutely. Yeah, you managed to set everything up in a summary, and a good summary of what has been going on. In particular, one other detail that actually eluded you the next time, you've heard about these new morphs that had been boosted in. What you had not heard about is the fact that there are stackless morphs that are being found of different residents on. That's of two things: different residents of Octavia, but primarily those people who are employed in Cognite in different administrative functions. Usually, just people who would be in and out, running the day-to-day. It's like activities on Thought, not any particular scientists, but just general. But just different general people. It's like general people going around.
By
So
stackless morphs, do you mean morphs that never had stacks?
no, these were ones that were brought. These are people who are on. That's like who resided on Octavia and worked for Cognite, who have had their stacks removed.
Somebody's
still
nicked their noodle
around?
sticks, eh? Well,
Uh,
like
the
them Slim Clam jobber.
You're aware that the reports from local authorities have blamed this on Nine Lives activities, but you know for a fact that it almost makes no sense why these people would be attacked or why even they would be kidnapped. What it's like Nine Lives. It's like Nine Lives almost stands nothing to gain from these people other than just forking somebody else off, and they can get almost any schlub from cold storage for that.
Hmm.
You know what's criminal? Does this make any sense? I mean, is there any reason I could think of from a criminal perspective?
No, it's like you can make your roll on that if you want.
99.
Nope.
What's
Oh,
a
critical
criminal?
failure. Oh no, you absolutely know why this is going for. This is Nine Lives getting ready to attack the core. It's like the hypercores. We need to mobilize right now. Absolutely.
Starkidian, I got it. Don't worry.
Well, despite that, these attacks do not have the amount of, shall we say, the finesse of Nine Lives. They are again attacking people that do not seem to fit the profile of their normal targets. And what makes this even more disturbing, as he points up and you see a video display of an optic of some different, that's like VR recording, or excuse me, XP recording, that we have. That's like we have seen some of these people. That's like what these people have done. You look above on the video, and it's obviously somebody looking around the corner, breathing heavily. As you see that there is a person in an alleyway with a Cognite uniform that seems to be trying, has a sharp, seems to have a nano blade in their hand, and it seems like they're trying to dig their own stack out.
Mm.
No.
So yeah,
Wow, that
everybody,
isn't pleasant.
yeah. So in that case, everybody, you can go ahead and make a willpower save on that just a little bit. That's
Yeah. That's will times 1.
this will be will times 3. So this will be
Okay. Actually,
Oh,
my
yeah.
best stat.
I make it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's 9 lives. Of course,
I made it.
okay. Good. Yeah, if you made it, that's like no stress. If you didn't, just 1, because it's a little, yeah, it's a little bit. It's like off-putting, but yeah, no, but it's definitely off-putting too. And at that point, you do hear that there are other people coming down the hall, the way from this person's reacting and then going off. This is footage from that's like one of my contacts on Octavia who managed to catch a little glimpse of this. The other people that came back on there seemed also to be working for Cognite as well, but we couldn't take take any other information as we needed. So I have managed to come into possession of some of the some of these morphs, if you would like to take a look at them. But the biggest issue seems to be finding out what they are doing on Thought. That's like they seem to be making up. That's like conducting some other experiment that may be affecting these people in a way that we are not aware of. But if they do, that's like if they do that, we need to make certain that it does not get out into the public.
Oh, I actually have a question from that.
Certainly.
In the film, in the surveillance, we could tell that he was trying to dig out his own stack, but by watching that, can we tell what happened to the stack?
So, unfortunately, no. The person who was unfortunately, no. The person who was my contact was watching that decided to escape as the situation was far too traumatic for him.
I can understand that.
Trace, since you
going somewhere.
Yeah, Trace, since you asked the question, you can make a kinesics check.
Alright. Word thing. Alright. I got a 03 out of I guess that has to be good.
Okay.
What is kinesics under?
Kinesics
It's an active skill.
Yeah, it's an active skill. Basically, it's there if you that's like to determine somebody is being truthful or not. So basically, reading body language, seeing if you can figure out how they are approaching on there. So a situation. So
and also recognizing someone if they're in different morphs.
Yeah,
is there
absolutely.
Is there a baseline for it? Is there a default?
Do you not have kinesics on yours?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'll say anybody else with kinesics, you can go ahead and make that. So,
I mean,
65.
All right.
Made it.
Okay. Yeah, anybody who makes it, you notice that that's like Starcadian isn't really. It's like it doesn't seem to be giving a lot of other information. It's not an outright lie, but you can tell he's holding something back.
Well, obviously that it's 9 lives behind it all, of course.
Yeah. Which is working from there, but yeah, he's going through, which wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility it wouldn't be outside of the realm of normalcy for him being an information broker and wanting to keep something up. But
do we have any information on past dealings of Starcadian? Because you said he was a disinformation seeder as well. Do we know does he have a trend or common themes of that?
Let's see. I think that if you want to try it one more time, that would be a firewall, a networking firewall.
Okay.
Not giving the whole story is kind of a firewall proxy thing.
That is true, but this is where you were knowing like this is his main thing that he is known for. That he is specifically known for. That's like making so many false leads that even other proxies seem to avoid him.
So I do not have networking firewall, but I have. Oh wow, my firewall rep is bad too. Okay. What's firewall? Is it 9 lives behind that too?
So, yep. So you don't know in this case. Although I will say one thing you can get for free, essentially off of just general knowledge from what you have, if anybody else for networking, is that he is particularly adept at also aiming other groups at each other with with disinformation. That if he doesn't want to be in the crossfire, he's not known for going in gung ho with any kind of group that he has. It's basically, I will move these chess pieces on the board and make sure that they annihilate each other.
So he thinks he's a big fish.
In order to get that. But he gives you information specifically on another warehouse about 3 blocks away from the club right now where he is able to work, and tells you that and tells you that if you would like to study the morphs, if you have any particular skill on that, they can go there. Otherwise, one of the main goals in this mission is to gain access to Cognite. He informs you that the best way to do it is to be able to get on adopt identities of people who work for Cognite but that would require getting finding people who would work on there and taking their identities, or at least copying over a general hack job that would be worth it. So if anybody is an infosec specialist, that may be an optional way to go in. So he lets you know that there is a daily shuttle that leaves from Octavia every day around 3 p.m. Venusian time.
Given the number of people who have had this happen? Is it a lot? Is it actually impacting functions, or is it just being blamed on regular crime?
If it is, we cannot. Well, it's like we're not certain what. That's like what effect it's having on there right now. The only piece of information that other information we've been able to gain is from one other source. He brings up a piece of information that they have. Excuse me. That you see a recording from what it looks like the Octavian. That's like an Octavian Civil Defense Force with the hypercores. Or excuse me, Planetary Consortium, where they're trying to interview what appears to be another Cognite employee, but she seems to be just out of it. She's almost repeating back what appear to be memories of different things that she's done. Like on this date, giving a log, I did this. I basically went up. I put in my information. I ran this sequence, this particular neurosequencer through the AI department. I did this, and it's just repeating it over and over and over again.
Well, that seems normal.
But this also brings me to the last portion of this, and what ends up being the most important part of this. We had reason to believe that a researcher on Thought is potentially looking into seed AI information. Now, this usually has been it's like a null threat at this point, since since it's known that Cognite is looking to increasing the abilities of AGIs. Looks over to Kafara. No insult meant.
Oh, none taken.
But given our suspicions, we did put an agent on to Thought and have lost contact with him. Now, this is the most important of it. If Cognite is somehow getting in more information, or has trapped our agent up there, details of Firewall cannot escape out there, or else drastic measures will have to be taken. Ones that cannot be cleaned up as easily. So I would request that you find a quiet way up there, locate our agent, and discover discover whatever they're hiding and the connection to these stackless morphs.
All right, we're going to have a good cover to get up there. And if they are working on seed AIs, we should be able to find out what kind of equipment they have up there that can run a seed AI. That's some heavy duty hardware.
So, and actually, I'll say that's a freebie on there. You know that any kind of research on there, computing wise, they're going to have it. This is Cognite, so.
Well, yeah, but if they're actually experimenting on seed AIs, they're going to need like parallel quantum processors, fairly large computers.
Yeah, and it is a Taurus habitat, so you know that they would be able to at least store what they would need to do that as well. So. Offhand, but that's the baseline information. You do have the options you have. You do have the warehouse if you want to look at the morphs themselves. The other thing that they did is they gave you information at least on a couple other Cognite employees that will commute to Thought every once in a while that have not been attacked or at least shown up dead. So if you want to interview them or use them to figure out a way to get credentials onto Thought.
What are they doing to the people who've been killed? Are they replacing them and hiring new folks? Is this a lot of new hires?
As far as I'm aware, their backups have been tapped, and they will be they should just be on their merry way. But as far as I know, these employees have not been returned to work on Thought. If they are there, they've either been far cast back to another facility, or they may be reinstated into cold storage, depending on the amount of the attacks.
What level were these people working at?
So, the majority of them are just HR department. There doesn't appear to be anybody who is actually an official researcher from the morphs that were discovered.
So it's not a brain drain.
No.
It's odd.
It is odd. Those people are.
Look at those bodies personally. I don't really.
I want to look at the bodies, but I have no medicine.
I have survival. I don't know. That's.
I mean, are all of them biomorphs?
Yes, all of them are biomorphs.
Because if they're a synth, I have hardware robotics, but I do have investigation, so that's not great.
Yeah, I don't have any.
So I want to
skills,
look
just,
at them. I just won't likely find anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Working
I
about.
just trail
look
along
at them.
behind Trace and listen to his monologue about death and neon lights.
All right.
Stars glared at me through the
Neon
Venusian
needles
atmosphere.
poking through the sky. I can almost feel the pain as they.
It's all
stars
low
drip
res.
through.
I'm very impressed.
Just really reaching for that moxie, aren't you? All right. So, but that's all the information that he was that Starcadian Proxy Starcadian has decided to go ahead and give it to you. So, although he, it's like everybody else can go.
I
now he's
asked him
given
what his stake in this is before he lets it. So what's why is he involved in this? What is his personal involvement? Who are you to be involved in this?
other than just trying to protect transhumanity.
Yeah, exactly. You don't strike me as the type of guy that really gives a damn about transhumanity, Starcadian. What's your play here?
in any case, I like transhumanity's safety is my utmost priority. As I was, that's like as the firewall agent that went missing up there is at risk of giving information away that could potentially harm us all.
Who is this agent?
So that information will be provided to you if and when it needs, but they won't. But you will need. But that will depend on you getting your credentials first before I can get that.
I've got nothing to contribute at the warehouse. Can I go talk to some of the employees who have been attacked or who have not been attacked yet?
Splitting up is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a researcher on that with beforehand if you need to. Yes. So and that could also help with the credentials as well. But also for Starcadian to answer the other question beforehand, I particularly like the shifts in information. They're very musical to me.
So an artist, eh? Never trust an artist.
You weren't born human, were you?
So, no, that's information. That's information.
I don't need it. It's not my business. I'm sorry.
Well, information has a cost. If you want that, then you'd have to give me a substantial price.
I do like the way you think, but I'm sorry for probing.
So, and if any, in that case, if you need anything else at all, that's like the symbol to follow. And at that moment, you're all dropped back. That's like dropped back, and you're sitting back in the bar.
Immediately light a cigarette and order a whiskey.
All right.
And I tell Pud all about it.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna go get a refill. But if you guys can, I'll give you a second to decide where you want to do your next step.
He is absolutely disinterested in my story. I don't even know why Pud follows me around.
Is listening to every word.
Just talking to you guys over TAC, Nate. Okay, Starcadian seems to be a few cards short of a deck.
I think he has a personal investment in the I might be totally wrong, but
I wouldn't know. I would suspect you're right
might
there.
Be totally wrong, but my character is certain that he has a personal investment in this, and it might be that a personal relationship with the with the operative in question, perhaps a lover.
Maybe.
It's always a lover in my line of work.
Well, you never know. But I would say that even though I would tend to agree with you, it really doesn't affect our side of the mission much.
Doesn't matter. No.
Yeah.
Out of character.
I think he has to be playing groups off each other. The question is, what groups and to what end?
And are we one of those groups?
Well, of course. We are the fodder for the groups.
Well, we're a firewall team. We're not really fodder. We're very expensive fodder.
I don't know. Jeanette the intern.
With the spent uranium
loves to
rounds.
think that.
I prefer tungsten.
Good night.
Unless I'm mistaken, why don't we actually, while we're talking, why don't we actually compare our skill sets? I'm primarily combat heavy.
Yeah, I'm pretty combat heavy myself as I'm scanning. Combat and survival, not necessarily the best skill set. For
I am a professional biologist and linguist.
I have academics geology at 40. Probably won't come up.
I'm more of a social character. I've got protocol, persuasion, smuggling.
Kinesics? You have a high kinesics?
I do, 65.
You're definitely the guy that should be talking to these soon-to-be victims.
Talking to everybody that needs talking to.
Yeah, I need to deal with the alive people.
They definitely know something.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
intern will be the
Especially like,
spaceman.
why would they kill HR personnel and take their stacks?
I'm conversant in all major forms of martial arts and ground combat.
I have a very high fray.
Me too. It's one of my highest skills.
Yeah, it's one of my highest skills.
Okay. All right. So where have you guys decided to do?
We're going to split up into 2 groups.
Okay.
And I and who else wanted to see the bodies?
Trace wants to, and the dog. And,
Me, Trace, and his sidekick are going to go to the warehouse to see the bodies.
Okay.
And the other 2 will go to interview the other Cognite employees.
Okay.
Because as they say in role-playing games, always split up the party.
Absolutely.
for third place?
Great ideas.
It's like in Minecraft, always dig down.
Straight down.
Straight
Okay.
down.
All right. So we'll go ahead and do that first. The information that they gave you for Trace and Noah on the Morse, yeah, it's absolutely you find your way through the air to the mesh. It's basically just an offside, almost storage utility, storage side.
Hope it's refrigerated.
Yeah. In this case, it should be. Yeah, it's basically almost stasis box, so you don't have to worry about too much. But Starcadian went ahead and gave you the code information to be able to get in there. You go and see that there are 2 different splicers that are in there. One of them is actually one that you recognized off of the it's like the XP recording that Starcadian gave you, and the other one seems. That's like the other one in there. Basically, seems to be another different one. Looks like a bit of an older splicer, more a bit lived in, so to for the most part. And you see that they both have similar. That's like wounds on the back of their neck. It's like the base of their skulls where they took it out. So, what investigative skills would you like to use?
I'll use investigation.
Okay.
And I guess perception, but investigation is really the only one I have this much use.
Okay.
Although before I do that, I want to. Okay, in the surveillance we saw, the guy had a knife. Which hand was he holding it in?
He was holding it in his left hand.
Okay, so does that match with the angle of the cut on the back of his head?
Yes, it does.
Okay, then I just wanted to make sure that, because what you see is not necessarily what exists.
No, and that's actually a good thing of looking in the XP. So I will say that's a freebie. So yeah, it's absolutely, you can tell that from the end. And there's another freebie. You look over to the older morph and splicer, and it looks like that one was a right. So yeah, absolutely. This was
okay. This is very disturbing to me, because something that can usurp a person's control over their own body to that degree is really against what my character stands for.
Yeah, nope, that would work on there. So, all right, but go ahead and roll investigation.
All
Can
right.
my Oracle give him a bonus to his investigation test?
Oh no, that's in your nervous system.
No, yeah, the nervous system. So that's more perception. So,
In that case, I have a 10 in investigation. So
okay.
I will-
All right,
Wait,
yeah, you'll
10?
that's a
What
success too, but it's not. Yeah, it's the closer. So you still get a little more information on
Oh,
it.
I made it.
Yeah.
17.
Okay, yeah, you'll get a little information about that. As you turn over, yeah, you see that the 2 names on here are a Takara, Takara Nelson, which is the one that you got the XP off of that. He actually has all. That's like you see that he has a Cognite uniform on, the barcode identification, and the information that would be able to set from there. Eyes are obviously completely gone since the morph is empty in itself. But as you're looking in there, you see that there's he actually has what appears to be an entoptic that he was holding onto that you didn't see.
An ecto.
or an ecto, excuse me, yeah, an ecto. I hate these words. In topic. So an ecto that he was typing in before he must have taken himself out.
He's still holding it?
He's still holding it, and it appears to be active.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna pry that out of his fingers.
Okay.
And take and okay, is this a standard ecto?
Yes, it is.
Is it been recording?
It does not look like it's in recording mode right now. It just, but that he was just typing into it. So.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna interface with that thing.
And I'm gonna watch him as he does so.
You know what?
Titans, I'm gonna blow him away.
Yeah. Well, it would be safer for you to do it, but there's no reason why I would think that.
Okay.
I have a guardian swarm, if that's any.
Those are very, very handy.
Those are handy if you do something, but all right. So you're gonna go ahead and make an interfacing check.
All right.
I tell Pud to keep an eye on him.
Ooh, no, I failed. It wasn't a critical though.
Okay, so just then, yeah, you see that it's just like it's writing gibberish in there. You can't really see what he was recording off of it. You might give it to your partner in crime right now, but you have better interfacing. But
give it a shot.
The only thing you can get off of it from this is that he seemed to be repeating back almost the same couple of phrases every single time.
Huh.
Oh, I rolled and it gave me a broken JPEG. Sweet.
Oh, that means the game is over.
We can still have our muses. We can still have our muses try.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. I would say if you can give one more try on your muse.
Yeah, my muse isn't as good as I am, but no, no.
These words are so complicated. I don't understand.
I didn't get the roll, but is there still a program running that it
appears right now that the program that was running was another XP. So, but again, it's just that what's confusing about this is that it just seems to be again looping a couple phrases, like I said, words or phrases over and over and over again. You can't really tell if there's any kind of it's like logic or reasoning to what was being put in here.
Okay. Let me see if I got this straight. He was using his ecto to view an XP, so he wasn't actually putting an XP through his basic mesh inserts into his entoptics.
So, no, he was trying. He was trying to basically record something down. In that case, but it was seeming like he was failing to do it, or his system.
Oh, he was trying to record an XP.
Yes, and the ecto was not either recording it correctly or just putting in weird phrases instead of typing it. So,
does this sound like someone that's been affected by a basilisk hack?
Yeah, I was going to say I have interest Titan Tech.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll that.
I just rolled it. I passed it.
All right. It sounds bizarrely like a basilisk hack, but I'll say, since you were looking at you are shown this, the odd thing about it is that it doesn't seem so much of the hack, but it's like this guy was reliving a memory that like there was some sort of XP in his head that he just kept repeating over and over again, like he was trying to record something new, but whatever he was going through his mind at the time was basically overwriting it.
This guy's noodle was fried, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably basic hippocampal damage.
So it's possibly very much on that in case. So it's very, very bizarre. So
I'm going to slip that ecto into my pocket.
That's also potentially a really significant X threat. We should definitely report this before we go anywhere else. Is there an information Dropbox for Starcadian, or do we have to meet him personally to give him info?
Let's see. On that point, no, Starcadian has. You're actually close enough to the club. If you wanted to bring it back to him, you could. In this case, but if you feel more secured, which is probably one, you can. That's like Dropboxes have been provided. So.
Okay, well, I can do both because I think reporting this immediately is worth it. So I'll package it up just as an information packet, as a tiny information packet, and do a dead drop on the mesh.
Okay, so you'll do that. All right, yeah, that won't be any problem with that. You're fine following other protocols. So, and are you taking? Let's see. And are you taking a look at the other body, or?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
very much
yes.
Okay. So, that one turns over. You turn over, and you can go ahead and roll either investigation or perception on him.
I have
All
medicine paramedic. Is that not that?
I failed my investigation and my perception. So.
Okay. Yeah. So for the eye of the door. So all right. Yeah.
I passed my perception by a lot.
Oh, you did.
Would biology help?
What are you trying to look for?
You know what? I have no idea.
Okay. So if you have it, yeah. If you wanted to do something specifically with it, let me know. But yeah, we just need to know.
Actually, the one thing I do know that I'm looking for is actual cause of death. Now, digging someone's stack out is usually lethal, but it's lethal due to bleeding and nerve damage.
Yes.
And I want to see if that's what killed him.
Let's see. Okay, go ahead. You might not be able to take a look in there, but go ahead and roll that at a -20.
Ooh, could I use my medicine paramedic for that?
Yes, I made it.
Okay, you did. All right. So, all right. Well, yeah, we'll save that for a second. And in that case, Trace, what were you going to roll?
Well, I was going to roll medicine paramedic for the same thing that he just rolled, but if
All
you
right.
got it, then there's
But you made your investigation roll, correct?
I got my perception roll.
Your perception roll. Okay, so we'll split those up. So first thing, Trace, that you'll actually note on here, some of Starcadian's information apparently appears to be wrong, or something is off, because this guy doesn't appear to be an HR or just an HR normal employee for Cognite. This is one of the researchers. This is a Dr. Sheila Rafella.
So was he wrong or was he lying?
So
I'm always on lying, friend.
Which is a little bit odd, but yeah, you run that information background through, and yeah, this is actually one of their. This is actually one of their lower level. Lower level coders, and that's like in neural coders going in particularly for AI reaction time. So somebody who would be working within that. That's like offhand. So yeah, this person. It's like if somebody like this went missing, or at least their body was dumped, that you would assume that would be a larger amount of news or buzz put around this than just somebody else.
Especially here in the Planetary Consortium.
Exactly. So this is even a little bit odd. And on the biology roll, since you went ahead and made it, you can't really. It's hard to tell again because there is sort of a rate of decomposition going on now. But as far as you can tell, yeah, there's definitely the nerve damage that came out from his the stack being removed. But as you kind of look at it a little bit closer, and the way that he was positioned now for post-mortem, it almost looks like that there was some of their possible nerve damage going on inside, or possible brain damage. He doesn't have a cyber brain, but it looks like his body was almost contorted in a way where it's almost like somebody who used to have MS way back. It's oddly enough, or possibly you don't know if this is an issue, but this splicer might have been also put in with defects as well by Cognite. So.
Things are getting weird.
Yeah, he was off. He was off suffering from something else before he dug out his stack.
You know what? I mean, okay. Let me run this past you, Trace. Now the stack is gone, but that's not the only way to get information from a morph. You can do destructive uploading. But that. I might have to call in some favors to do that. I've actually got some R rep. Find someone that can do that.
I don't have any R rep.
Okay,
I do. I've got like 20.
So you're basically went in to case the brain in order to basically get the information from it.
Okay, but you have anything I can put 2 severed heads in?
Prolapse sack
in my inventory.
We'll find something.
We can wrap it up with my electronic rope.
No, I don't think so. I'll just find a sack somewhere.
I'm sure there's some plastic somewhere. We'll just grab it.
Yeah.
But is it possible that
go to Faber and make a duffel bag.
Deliberately designed flawed? Like, is that like?
Yes, actually, you would know that's a thing. That there are splicers that are basically built in with longevity
planned
defects,
obsolescence.
planned obsolescence. That they it's like people who are sleeved into either free morphs or at least low cost morphs can be given that.
In fact,
Essentially,
that's the norm in the Planetary Consortium
absolutely, yeah.
because of the Hypercorp's lock on the market.
Yeah. So this guy was suffering from something else, but it seems like it's going to be, or sorry, she was suffering from something else, but it seems very odd.
It is odd because usually those don't pop up until the end of their shelf life.
Yeah, and she was older, but not that old. So
yeah, I'm gonna
kill switch.
yes.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Definite possibility. So, but yeah, if you want to. I'll say, yeah, you could. You don't even have to roll have for that. You could just say you have a Faber bag, something, and get those heads in there if you want. So it's just rolling. Make sure they don't blood. So this is where we'll leave you off for the moment. And go over to Jeanette and Kafara.
Okay.
So you have the information on that. The last person to be set up with that, let's see, this was a Carl Johansson.
A normal sounding guy.
He sounds
Okay.
nice.
Are these the people we're trying to like impersonate, like get their credentials and get on thought?
No, this is this in particular is sorry, odd noise. Airplane is going over for a second. What's that noise?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, so I think it might just be a mic odd, so excuse me. No, these are actually the people who a couple of the ones that were stacks were removed, but they were reinitiated. So that's like a couple of the other Cognite employees that Sarkadian gave you to do. So it's one of the very few that came in and seem to be on a normal basis. So if you choose to try to impersonate them or get credentials off of them, you can. But they will Sarkadian gave that to basically interview and see if they can pull any more information.
Okay.
I have deception at 65. I think I should pretend to be a auditor or something similar to get their side of the story just one more time.
Okay, no problem. If you can do that. So you were given an address over into one of the suburban areas there. Just very nice little aerostat house that is off to the side. And that's like you were. That's like, and it looks like he is home as far as you can tell. They have the AR displays for answering. That's like for ringing the doorbell, so to speak. So.
Should we have a game plan or just?
Yeah, that's up to you to figure out what you guys going to do.
Yeah, like auditing or cognate internal affairs. That sounds good. We'll do that.
You want me to do the full talking and you do another angle or sneak around behind while they're distracted or just go in together?
Let me look at my infiltration. It's not that great. I think we should just both like.
Are there any
show
dogs
up.
we could punch? No? All right, yeah, I ring the cyber doorbell.
Okay. It takes a couple minutes, but you see that there is a fairly nondescript guy in another. That's like in a splicer morph opening in the door up. Kind of looks around. Yes, can I help you?
Is this Carl Johansson?
Yes.
Oh,
who are you?
So we are internal audit. We're doing a special investigative committee. My name is Jeanette, and we are here to find out a little bit more about the recent unfortunate business that happened to you. Do you have a few moments for us to talk?
All right, go ahead and roll your deception, and it will be against his kinesics. So,
hooray! 51 out of 65. Yes.
65. All right, and you're lucky. He only had a 30, so that's still a success.
Yes,
Are we still TAC-netted?
From audit department.
Oh, sorry.
Are we still TAC-netted?
Yes, you are still TAC-netted.
So can I give them the name of the researcher that we found dead so that they can ask about it?
Yes, you may. You may give them information as long as you're
Sheila
TAC-netted.
Rafaela, that's the name of the dead researcher you may want to ask.
Also, watch for strange like nervous tics or clumsiness that might be nerve damage.
Let's see. Yeah, kinesics. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. So, go ahead.
11. Ooh, is that
that's a critical success.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, it's something that you notice. It's interesting that he You notice that he seems to have a pronounced stutter. That anytime that he was responding to you, it's just a little bit slow past that. Um, and his gaze, it seems to slide just a little bit before it refocuses back. So this is either again planned obsolescence to an extreme for Cognite, or it's like something else is going on with him.
Let's see. Could I use networking hypercorps or protocol to make up some excuse of, oh, and can you tell me more about your morph? I have to fill in some paperwork. You understand?
Well, at this point, you made your deception check, so he got text and was like, "Oh well, damn it, I didn't. They told me I wouldn't have to talk to anybody else. This is done, but just well, come in. Let's get this over with."
All right.
So
yeah,
he
we
sits
wanna find
down.
out, like not only like about his story, but also get some history on his morph and when he last backed up, all those kind of details.
Okay. So how are you putting that to him then? So because he sits down, he offers you drinks reluctantly. So
Oh, I get out a big stack of Neo paper to fill out.
Space paper.
all the space lumber.
All of them are called TPS results. And yeah, I spend at least 20 minutes filling out monotonous paperwork that bores him out of his mind.
Okay, so in that case, what question specifically are you asking him?
Oh, I'm just trying. What I'm basically trying to do is to find out if there's any planned obsolescence in his morph, or if it's something outside of that.
No. It's This is a new morph to be giving me. I had to work off my old one when they brought me out of storage. I didn't I didn't make it off Earth. I wasn't that lucky initially. It's like with my body intact, I just kind of had to go. But my organizational skills were good, so they gave me another one. But they oh sorry. It's been kind of hard. They had to bring me back from backup. Well, about a week ago, they said that there was an accident, and they told me that somehow oddly enough, I don't know how it happened. The backup was corrupted with whatever, so that's what's accounting for my stutter. So that's the reason why. Although I don't know why, other than just the fact that I keep remembering things.
Oh, like what?
Well, things that happened when I was back on the planet, back on Earth. I really don't want to remember them, but they keep popping up. But it's odd for me too, because I've had another backup since, and that's gone, or at least I thought that was a fork. That was somebody else. Well, me, but in a fairly low one. It was he was a C. He was not good. So I don't know why I'm remembering that stuff, but they said it was normal. Sometimes that come up. So in that case, if you want to go ahead and make, let's see, what would be good in this case. What kind of academic skills do you have?
Sociology.
Sociology. Okay.
I have psychology.
Psychology. Go ahead. Go and roll psychology.
One.
So that's good enough. But yeah, even if you not knowing the full specifics of how cortical stacks for egos work, or just a baseline level, yeah, if there's been any kind of backups in between or something up from a fork, the other fork shouldn't remember that. None of them unless they were integrated.
That's hinky.
Yeah, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, this is weird. As you see him going around talking.
Did he say that the other fork was a seed?
Well, he was saying
gamma fork.
Yeah.
Oh.
So gamma fork. Yeah. So you see, there was identifying his letters in that, but it's basically he was not a beta or anything else. He was talking basically that he was. That's like that he had a fork, and that apparently he's remembering memories from a fork that he never reinitialized with.
Integrated.
That's weird.
Integrated. So yeah. That's
That's utterly frightening, really.
Yeah.
It seems.
I name dropped Dr. Sheila Rafella as well.
Yeah. She. Well, yeah, I remember her. We were. Well, I don't work in the labs too. I just kind of pass on paperwork and stuff. But I remember I was giving her a bunch of stuff that day, and that's kind of when my memories start getting fuzzy again.
Was this all the same day that both of you were attacked?
Attacked?
Or the accident? Protocol.
Oh.
I smoothly gloss over that.
So, roll. Go ahead and roll that. Go ahead and roll that.
All right. 46. Yes.
All right.
65.
Good save. Oh, yeah, the accident. So it was
Murder?
about
No,
a
no.
week ago. At that point, but I haven't heard from him in months. But they put me on rest while I'm getting used to know more. If they told me that it might take some time and getting at that because I don't switch bodies that much, not a lot.
Any other thoughts on this? I'm coming up blank on this.
Tack knitting in. This guy is doomed unless he gets immediate medical attention. So we have the choice of either watching him until he digs a stack out and finding out where the stack goes, or getting him help.
That'll be up to you. And so
it's a cold thing to say, but watching him is more useful.
Yeah, there's no self-control checks in this system, so I'm down with watching.
Oh, I was
I'm not
immediately
completely
going for
okay with
networking
that.
criminals.
My character is definitely going to have to make a check for that, but
yeah.
There is a check.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
There's not a check to see if you can do it. There's a check to see if you take stress for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes.
Yeah.
And I see Noah as being very very compassionate. But on the other hand, this is something that could threaten transhumanity.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. I'm gonna ask for a refill for my drink and then try to do scrounging, see if I can find any weird stuff around.
We can split the difference, actually.
Yep.
Even if we get him help, he'll probably still dig his own stack out.
Sweet.
The silver lining, I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see that. Yeah. So if you want to watch them on that, you can do that as well. You've gone through there, but yeah, you've gotten a lot of information from that. It's also about this time that everybody else who's linked into TACnet, you do notice that a message comes in from Starcadium off of the dead drop.
Is it the paperclip that delivers it?
Yes. Yeah, Clippy. But yeah, that's brought back into the immediate group. That's and basically puts back in there saying, it's like information was received. This is more disconcerting than was thought. Information must be retrieved immediately. Immediately. Cognite covers have been provided for you, and in your mesh from each of your muses, you basically receive what appears to be a consultant of Cognite information and cover stories.
Good,
because I was about to demand that from him.
Yeah, I was about to pull out the request, but
although everybody else in this one, you know what? Everybody else who has kinesics can go and roll it again.
I don't. Something's
24. I make it.
24.
56 out of 65. Make it.
56 out of 65. All right.
Oh, I don't have it.
I don't have to have kinesics to know that he's close to panicking.
Yep. So, yeah, this seems to be an odd level of interference on the side of the proxies because, again, they're mainly just, from their basis, their organization, coordination, and at the worst, cleanup.
Yeah.
And so, to make sure to cover the tracks, if he's putting this amount of effort into it, something else might be up for those who made their kinesics checks.
This is coming from his personal rep pool.
Oh, sorry.
Like Cognite is still communicating with the outside world, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The company is so, but you have not. Nobody has actually has checked in with Thought recently. So, or at least on this one, you don't know if any
Oh.
communication's going between Thought or not. So, since that has not been
Well,
looked
let's send them a communication and see what happens.
up. Okay. So, what do
I'll
you
do that. I'll do that through my research connections, through one of the academic research sites.
Okay, so you're trying to get all right. Who you're trying to contact on Thought?
I'm going to basically use a guest account from from I guess Mesh Harvard.
Mesh Princeton.
Yeah, to say that I'm working on my dissertation, and I'll ask some basic questions on neurolinguistics.
Okay. And what's the name of the science? What's the name of the researcher that you are trying to contact on Thought?
Is this a principality where AGIs are legal?
Yeah. It's also it's a separate station, so they can do whatever they want within the bounds of the planetary consortium.
Okay, he's an AGI named Graphene.
Graphene. Okay. So graphene. So you are trying to contact Graphene. Go ahead and roll your contacts. Let's see.
Okay, that would be my networking scientists, which isn't bad, but missed it by 1, so I'm gonna moxie that.
Okay.
So to 14.
14. All right. So yeah, the information that you get back from that, if you've actually gone through with Graphene before and have actually collaborated with him on a couple of different papers beforehand, and you know when he's out or not wanting to communicate, he will still give personalized information.
Okay.
He will be, especially if he knows you. He will say, "Oh, I'm gonna be out on this point right now. I don't really want to do this." You essentially get the response, the equivalent of a vacation email response that I'm not in the office from this time to this time. Please contact later.
Okay, so an uncharacteristic, automatically generated response.
Very uncharacteristically of this.
So they're essentially dark now.
Well, no, they're worse than dark. They've gone dark while someone is trying to make it look like they're not.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's worse than going dark.
All right. So we now have covers. I'm going to go back to the bar real quick and drop off my dog because things are going to get wild.
So
ask for one of those nice sylph morphs to take care of it, and hopefully I'll be back.
Can I do a persuasion on Starcadian to try to get more information out of him, or say, okay, what's your angle on all this? You're getting more involved.
Are you just going to ask him that outright?
Go ahead.
Well, we know a little bit more than we did when I asked him the first time, so maybe if you name drop Sheila.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Why don't now? Are you done? You're done talking with the Cognate employees. Why don't we meet up with him again at the bar?
You know,
We could all meet at the bar.
Yeah.
I pet the dog.
And so the adventurers meet at a tavern.
Okay.
The dog appreciates it and thanks you.
All right. Yeah, you go back to the bar. When you do, when you do get there, you see that it is actually empty. It's basically just the warehouse again, and that the AR location has moved. So, but it does not. It is offline at this point. So I guess the party night is
follow those symbols, right?
It's a movable feast.
Yeah, the normal one on there. But yeah, if you don't see anything else coming up on the AR mesh, and his current name, as he was going with Funk Master Prism, is what his stage name was this time.
Master
I
Prism.
sigh deeply.
Next one is DJ Pony.
Exactly. But you notice that name. It's like they said that he will be performing. Oh, it's like he will actually be performing on Luna next. So he is not
He's gone.
So he's gone.
As far as you know, he is off. So at least off the
He
grid.
flew out of town and
Yeah.
Well,
Or
either
at
he
least
flew out of town, or he's getting even more personally involved.
Yeah, as you know,
Yeah.
you can try to contact them through other channels. You can try and contact them through firewall channels, but at least face to face seems impossible at the moment.
Okay,
How
no,
about
that's
networking
okay.
media?
I
that's
will.
all the information we needed.
I'll drop off the rest of our theories in another dead drop.
Okay.
Because we could disappear anytime, and I want to make sure that what we've done so far is, for nothing.
Okay. And so, but you have that information. But you do have all your credentials, and that's like as Cognite consultants, so that you're going up there basically to just do essentially an audit of the.
I am very comfortable in this role.
Yeah, you actually you don't have to worry about any kind of uniforms because you're coming in there. You're basically given like pre-generated that's like pre-generated credentials that will show up on the mesh. So as long as somebody sees there, you can walk in as is.
I should probably not look like a 1960s private detective. I'll wear whatever.
Just wear a different coat.
It's your choice, but again, you're in the Planetary Consortium. Everybody looks like something. So
It's his hat at a slightly different angle.
Yeah, we're not on a scum swarm. People really would look like everything.
Yes, they would. So, hey, the stars, our destination is not a bad place to be. So,
yeah, it's a good place. I made one of my campaigns. I made a scum swarm that was all based upon role players.
Oh, nice.
Oh God.
Yeah, most everyone was a D&D character.
Nice. All right, but yeah, you have all your IDs. So the next, it's like it is at and the next tram to go up, the next shuttle going up to Thought from Octavia is leaving in the next couple hours. So if you want to, you can either collect you can choose to do more investigation, or you can just wait it out and go up.
I don't know of any other investigation, but in my packet of information, I definitely want to include the recommendation that Starcadia find someone or hire someone or whatever to watch those Cognite employees and try to get them help, because they're neurally degenerating as we speak.
Okay, so
to monitor all communications out of Thought, because if
they should physically watch them to find out where that stack goes.
We never found the stacks.
So yeah, that is another one.
I have profession info brokerage. Could I use that to try to, I don't know, find out some more information about Cognite and like where would be good areas to find out what's odd?
Or just try to more information on their businesses.
Well,
okay.
I'm imagining it's kind of like the black market shadow broker deal. So what's for sale?
Yeah, you can see if there's anything particularly going for. So go ahead and make a roll.
All right. 85. No, I forgot my password.
Okay. They're giving you good deals on a fabber that can make wood.
Sweet.
A fabber that can make herbal Viagra.
Yeah. So
I put this all over TechNet.
If you really need that, we found old recordings of Release the Kraken, but nobody likes that show anymore.
Yeah, so, he's really a sellout these days.
Really jumped the shark. Get the hell out of here.
That's all right. My characters in my campaign are fans. Release the Kraken.
So, nice to know. So, I like that in layers inside layers. That's nice.
Yeah, so meta.
All right. So, nothing else you want to do before we go?
There is a local law enforcement, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Did they have anything? I mean, no involvement in this whatsoever. I mean, these are murders, right? Like.
All right. You can do a little more research or investigation on that if you'd like.
Well, I don't really have any skills for it. I'm gonna mention it to people, the rest of the group.
I've got intersystem law.
Intersystem law? Yeah, actually, go ahead and do that.
Exactly.
Is that academics or interest or profession?
That's interest, and I rolled a 70, so I'm not that interested.
Okay, yeah. It seems like a little bit odd that they would do, but you also know that on the outside, even on general aerostats and with the Planetary Consortium, if you have big businesses like Cognite or that are doing something, there's a good chance they might be paid off.
Yeah.
So
true.
You can dig a little bit deeper in that if you want to, but you don't know what will come on the other side.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really realize that.
One thing I did want to do that I almost let slip by is those two heads I have. I want to find a I don't know, a neurologist. I don't know what person does the ego bridging and such, but a professional that won't ask any questions.
Okay.
And spend some rep to get those destructively uploaded, and the egos analyzed.
Okay. Yeah, actually, the ego might be a little more hard dependent on that, but let's see. What's your highest rep?
Well, I have 30 in Hypercorp
Okay.
and 20 in Research.
Research. Okay. With the Hypercorp, you know that may have a chance of getting back, especially with different Cognite representatives. So I'll say if you want to spend, well, I would say go ahead and make a networking. Do you a networking scientist, right?
Yes, my networking are both the same.
Okay, go ahead and make a networking check on scientist.
No, I'm gonna try to re-roll that.
Okay.
Hold on. Nope.
Okay.
I failed.
All right. Well, no problem. This is actually This is going to go on the dependent. You do get a contact with one of your. That's like egos. Well, it's like one of the ego specialists, and also, and more specialist, and they tell you. Go ahead and make a name up for this guy.
I only know him as Grant.
Eleanor Grant. Okay. You call them up on there, and you know this person has been more discreet about some of the morphs that they've provided you, or at least when you need analysis of maybe a fork or something. But he said, okay, fine, I'll do this on there, but if you want this as a rush job or doing that, it's going to cost you. So where it normally would have cost you about 5 is going to cost you 10.
Okay, well, this seems important enough, so I say, all right, man.
What
All right.
type of rep?
I got
'Cause I
you.
have a bunch of it. Or is this our rep?
This is our rep.
Yeah, raw rep science research. So, all right, bring it over. That's like bring.
I'll proofread your next 5 articles.
All right. Go ahead. I have a drop area off to the side. I don't want to be seen with a bunch of heads.
Yeah.
Got in trouble last time, especially since you don't keep things really secret. For
It
this,
is a transparent plastic bag that we kept it in.
God damn it!
No, it's a duffel bag.
Yeah, it's like a nanofab. So
Ziploc bag.
that's like, and
2 plastic bags inside of a duffel bag.
that's where you got in trouble the last time. So
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
Hey, live and learn.
so but yeah. But pretty much you go. We'll send it over there. He says it's gonna take me a couple hours to get through. It's like an hour or two to do that. So, and it's within your time frame. So you're just hanging out somewhere else, and then you get a message from him about after the next hour going and asking for a direct link, and you see that he wants a secured encrypted link to you.
I definitely have the software for that, so yeah, I give it to him.
What the fuck did you bring me?
You know, if I knew, I actually wouldn't have had to bring it to you.
No. See, that it's like I have never seen shit like this.
Okay, I will tell you exactly what I know, which is why I need to know what you know. I know that I brought you 2 brains that have some kind of idiopathic neurodegeneration.
Well, no, it's not actual neural degeneration. It's overload, is what it is.
Like
Oh my
like
god. It's
like
Johnny
perceptual
the
overload.
No, the memory cores right now. One of the other ones the biological one. I couldn't figure out almost what the fuck that was until I looked at the other one. Luckily enough, he had a cyber brain.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, it's like I took that.
I did it myself.
Yeah, but I looked off of that. It's like the synapses just were completely blown out, and then that's like, and so this poor bastard could probably only focus on one thing. That's probably what drove him nuts enough to try to dig his own goddamn stack out.
All right. First off, you're being very helpful, and I'm definitely getting my rep worth. Secondly, would you say that that's pretty much the same thing as someone trying to overclock a computer?
No, dude. It's like it wasn't trying. It was like his speeding up. It's like he was thinking about too many things that he couldn't do. Okay, here's the overload part. It's gonna sound really funky, but it's like somebody took other images of egos and then started layering them over and over again, like they were reinstalling.
That is really disturbing.
No shit. This
Okay.
might be fucking Titan stuff, and I don't want any goddamn part of it.
Okay, I tell you what. Are those egos recoverable?
I don't know. It'd be like trying to pull up so many fragments. You don't know what the hell they're coming up with.
Okay. Those 2 are both backed up already.
As far as I know, I can't. It's like that's digging into Cognite shit, and I'm just looking at what they have. I'm not entry in
No,
that level of bullshit.
they are backed up. I checked that. I didn't actually, but I
Yeah,
tell them
and I don't
did.
think we can trust the backups either, based on the other guy.
Yeah, but I tell them that they're backed up, and I say, all right, they're already backed up, so those two people are okay. So there's that. So those heads can just get incinerated.
Okay, because I whatever happened to them, right? They did that, and like I said, this is again.
I'm
I
going to
don't.
pass that up the chain. I'm going to put in a report on that.
Well, and just to give you the latter half of this too, just because I'm looking at the Cyberman, I was able to at least figure out the other thing. The BioBrain, the meat space, it
Right.
looked like it was trying to pull up old information that it didn't have all the files on. Like it was trying to pull up something that was like if a hard drive is erased, it's like if a hard space is erased, and then it's trying to pull up fragmented information. The other one, I don't know what it did, but it looked like it was just entered into one command, and that's all it could think about. It basically just had to push that one. It was one thought that was driving that fucker insane.
That sounds like an old school virus.
So I have it almost, but it was so laser focused that anything on the hand of a Basilisk hack had made it look like a Tinker toy.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, those things. I mean, those guys. The people are okay. So those heads can be incinerated, and you are separated from this. You don't have to. You don't have to deal with it at all again.
Good. Boop. And your connection's done. He has had enough with you today.
And of course, because I have a cyber brain, I recorded that whole conversation and I put that into into my data packet to Arcadian.
Okay. So, yep, you're seeing that as well. All right. So that looks like the same thing. So you're at the time where you're supposed to be catching the shuttle.
Do you share this with us?
Yes,
or did we all
unless I
see
say
it?
otherwise, I share everything.
Okay.
Okay, so that's terrifying to me as someone that survived, the fall.
I was a fall evacuee.
Yeah, did this is
Yeah.
not good. This is in the bad category.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, it's about the time though. So he'll head over to the head over to the shuttle port. So Cognite actually has a private private shuttle that leaves from it on a regular basis. So with their own employees, you get there, and who's acting as spokesperson for the team, because there are two women there, and that's women there just kind of doing data entry in the front.
That'll be the
And
one
that's
person
not
of us
this.
that has any social skills.
Yes.
Not me.
I do, and then Adam does. So I don't know.
And for the record, I'm carrying an automatic rifle, so there's
So,
that.
but yeah,
Do we have our weapons?
it's like yes, you do, unless otherwise said. So
Okay, I'm carrying a shredder.
so.
Yeah, we look like very strange consultants.
All right. So they'll look. Yeah. So that's going to at least bring up into the issues of that. But if you can figure out a way to try to at least hide those, or at least put them in somewhere where they're not obvious, you can.
Yeah, deception.
man.
Can I
Automatic.
have them look somewhere else? Distract them with something?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to twin. So they'll actually, but we'll deal with that since they're coming up. So, but yeah, you look up you see that the AR tag on the receptionist is named Lisa. It's like, good evening. Can I help you?
Yes. Hello, Lisa. We are special consultants here for Cognite, and we understand you have a private shuttle ready for us.
I can take a look. May I see your credentials?
Of course. I hand over whatever we have.
All right, so they look over that. So, and you see, yeah, everybody else can go ahead and make. If you have kinesics, go ahead and make it.
43 out of 60.
Broken JPEG.
What the hell's up with the broken
404, error 404.
I fail.
Okay. So for anyone who makes it, you can see obviously that Lisa and the other woman are consulting on the information and looking over that. They see that apparently it's legitimate, but they're looking at giving you odd looks about coming in as again the extermination team.
Persuasion. This is highly specialized equipment. I know it might look like your layman's weaponry. However, obviously, as a Cognite consulting team, we have specialized needs, and this is part of that.
Okay, go ahead. What's your persuasion rating?
65.
All right, go ahead and make your roll.
19. Yes.
19. All right. They're looking at you a little bit odd, but they seem to be otherwise just like, okay, well, considering some of the information, we'll let you go. And obviously, the way that they're looking, it's like, okay, you know what? We'll follow along with this because we don't get paid enough to deal with this bullshit.
Can I infer what their is it just the weaponry, or is there other stuff that they might be looking at? You know, do they have,
That will be one more kinesics check. So if you can kind of get that, so
okay. 32 out of 65. Yes.
32. You could probably tell that it seems like they've been on edge a little bit because they're probably just the normal wage slaves on this side of it that they will take. Just have people come up and down, but obviously it seems like they haven't had a lot of people coming into to the stage for a while. So, or to the shuttle, excuse me. So they're just kind of like keeping their heads down. I don't know what's going on. I say yes if this question's at me, as long as I can get my 3 squares and keep my morph intact.
Yeah.
Protocol.
So-
I told them I'll speak to their manager about their excellent customer service.
Yeah. All right. Oh, sorry for a second. Is anybody hearing weird reverb?
Yeah.
Hearing background conversations, it sounds like.
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's the hangout or not because it's been known, but
I'm in an
all right.
empty room, so it's not me.
Okay. Or is anybody listening on their speakers?
No headphones.
I've got a headphone.
Okay.
Headphones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then this might just be our general hangout issue. So
This is the terminal. It's all the folks milling about.
that's true. So we will work that in. Thank you. All right. So they let you pass through. That's like you find that you're on a basic shuttle.
That's your basic shuttle, all right.
Yeah. And they will go ahead and send you on up. You notice that there actually is no pilot specifically for this. It's just an automated one that goes straight up through the atmosphere and seems to be going along through. It's like over onto it, and you can see out the windows from where you are that it is a basic thought is a basic torus that goes around. And it's like spinning itself for the general gravity. Everybody else can go ahead and make perception checks.
Let's see.
Made it.
Made mine.
Okay. Anybody who's
I do not.
okay. Anybody who makes theirs, you can see the one odd thing that's kind of going through. Thought does have baseline defenses in the form of killsats that will orbit it. But they seem to be really active
Yeah.
on the outside. And normally the only reason it would be there is one, if a free floating piece of space junk would get near it. It's mainly just they're keeping it out of the way for the orbit. Or if somebody else were to try to get on there, but it just seems like it seems to be more active than it should be, or it seems to be on high alert for what's going on.
Are they facing out or in?
They are facing out.
Okay.
So
So it's not the
Professional
worst case.
appraisal allow any sort of are these high-end kill sats? Are they in recently serviced?
oh yeah, this is Cognite high-end kill sats. So you do not want to be on the business end of one of those.
Good news, guys. We're well protected.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
The thought is like their highest profile research facility.
Yep.
So
this is a little bit on there. So yeah, once you see that, takes a couple more minutes, but you feel the shuttle dock. It pressurizes, so you're in. And normally it's like there should just be some sort of greeter or somebody else that was there to look through it, but as the dock opens up, you notice that this bay is conspicuously empty.
Oh, that's so bad.
all right, I'm going to activate my smart vac suit and turn it into vac suit form. Until this point, it's been like a white linen suit.
Okay, so
now it's actually vac suit form.
All right.
And sling my shredder over my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna ready my assault rifle. This is awful.
all right. Okay, so let's see if I can get on the draw. Oh shoot, yeah, I can't draw unless we're on here. So essentially, where you are, you're basically on the one side of the donuts because there's the torus that goes all around, but there's a cross section going in between, which is where you've docked on the basically on the edges of the center, going towards the center. The main control area is in the middle, where it's on side, but everybody else is, on the outside is spun for gravity. And as you look up, there's a map projected that shows you each of where these areas are. Where you are at right now is next to the habitation portion of the ring that would be there for anybody who is staying overnight, usually at Cognite, which is going to your left, essentially, once you reach that. And then on your right of that is actually the primary research labs. So, and if you see that everything's connected into these big it's like big areas. You're looking on the map, going from the habitation portion is storage, and the other one is administration. So this would have the full tech teams that would be available to you. So that's
we
like
got greeted immediately over the mesh.
yeah, that's another thing too. It's like you see that the mesh is online, but it doesn't look like anybody's connected.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let's,
I can't ready my weapon any more than it's ready, but it is in fact readier than that.
Yeah, the talkie character gets behind the tanks, crouches down.
Yeah,
All right.
well,
But
all
the
right.
mesh is active if you want to be able to do that. So
Heck no,
I
I'm
suck
locking
at
out
that,
the mesh.
but yeah,
No.
is there a way to
Yeah, autistic
turn
mode.
that off?
yeah, if you yeah, you could just not link into it, so you see
Yeah.
that you can see there's not anybody.
I'm
Yeah.
telling my muse to keep the local mesh locked out.
Okay,
And we were
so
the only people on the shuttle. There was no one else coming in.
nope,
Actually,
it was
man. We can output without really connecting, right? No, maybe not.
No, not really. You
Nope.
connect or you don't.
I guess yeah. So, damn.
It's like the internet. You
So
connect or you don't.
I can't bring my character would definitely not do it. So that's that.
I have enhanced vision. Can I crank that up and see if there's anything weird about the area?
yeah, go ahead and make go ahead and make a perception roll.
I was actually about to do the same thing.
All right.
30, yes.
All right. So
I
that
made it too.
all right, and on your if you're looking around, you can actually see that most of the area it seems like it's getting empty, but you can see certain things have been moved around, particularly that if you're out in the cargo bay, there seems to be a scrape on the bottom of like one going off towards where the habitation ring is, where it's moving back and forth. It looks like there's been a box that basically has been moved back and forth so many times it's starting to put a scrape into the bottom of the groove,
And it's
the
between
floor.
the habitat and the
Yeah.
research area.
Yes. So basically going to the habitation ring and then the docking where you're at. So
So the gravity here is what, like 0.1 Earth?
yeah, it's more or less it's spun for gravity, so it's not massive. So in this case you can still move. You can still use free running if necessary. So the only time you would have to go to free falls if you're going towards the center.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wait. That box does. Okay, I'm actually voicing this question to the other characters. Does it look like someone was stuck in a loop doing the same thing over and over to you guys?
Yes, that's certainly possible.
Or they're just moving lots of bodies.
Yep. So, and for the other perception one, you didn't see it before just because of your being on the station itself and not really being used to it. But you could have sworn you were seeing towards the research side of it, flashes of movement through the bay door that leads in there. So, but you couldn't. It was just a moment in time where you looked at it. So you look back at it again, and you actually see that at the edge, somebody's arm is coming out for a flash in a second of the door, and then just going right back.
Okay, folks, I'll
Over
lead
and
the
over
way.
again,
That was the door towards the research portion.
and it just
Okay,
keeps
folks.
doing it. in
Yep,
like a
and-
pattern, like a
Yep, and
repeating
as you
pattern?
time it, you realize that it's coming around on the exact same count every single time.
Okay.
Okay, let's head in that direction. I'll take point. Trace, you take the rear.
Yeah.
We'll keep the two sponges in between us.
Sounds good.
Cowards the whole time.
All right. So
We've got you covered. Don't worry.
Cower
If
courageously.
anything happens to your brain, I will disintegrate your head.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah, who's going in first?
I will.
I will. All right, Glenn.
I'm taking short sprints between areas of cover and sticking to the walls.
Okay. So, as you're going in, yeah, you're the
So
first.
we're heading towards the labs or the habitation? Because the labs
I'm
seems
heading towards where I saw that arm.
That was the labs. So,
Yeah, the labs then.
That's
Should
usually
we
like the
necessarily go to
worst
the
place
labs?
to go. Yeah.
Yes, but it's also where there's activity.
Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe we
Again,
should
the
go where
worst
there's not
place to go.
activity.
it's up to you guys. So,
like, do you want to investigate first, or do you want just like? I'm
Okay,
down for
where there
either.
are
It just
living
seems like-
people, there are people who need help.
Aw, that's touching.
I pat him on the. On
No,
the head.
okay, yeah.
The ultimate philosophy is not merely being intellectually and physically superior, but also morally.
See, I'm all about destroying the Titans.
I will do that, and
That
I
would
would
be my
sacrifice
number one
any of you
motivation.
guys to kill the Titans, but I don't see a Titan
So,
yet.
Jeanette
Alright.
cowers more.
So I would normally investigate all the other areas and go to the labs last, but
That's because
I
you
will
play video
follow you
games.
into the labs. I maybe once.
all right. But yeah, as you go in, you turn the corner and you see.
I want to be clear. Instead of turning the corner, my shredder has a smart link, so
Nice.
I point my gun around the corner first.
Oh, and you're looking through it. Okay, yeah.
Right.
You point the gun through, and it almost kind of shocks you as you see the image of somebody's body moving in front of it for a fraction of a second. You in the front, you see that arm again right in front of you, and then it moves around. And as you see it, there's what appears to be a Cognite guard, ultimate by the look of him. So, and he
Do I
appears
know
to
him?
be. That's like probably. It's probably not. You don't recognize
I
his
mean, there's
face.
thousands of us, so
Yeah. So,
Roll for
but
it.
yeah, you're looking at him. Yeah, you look at him right now, and he's yeah, it's a Fury. So yeah, this guy is a guard. Not that you actually see that his weapon's gone through, but he's holding it at length and just pacing back and forth, almost in a very tight circuit. That'll go around, come back, and just hit the last one again. So, but if you look at him though, his eyes are almost completely unfocused. He knows the path that he's going on, but he is not paying attention to almost anything around him. And
Does he still have his stack? Can we see that?
so yeah, he's moving around. He has a stack apparently. So there's no. When you look around, there's no injury on him.
yeah, removing someone's stack and keeping them alive requires a healing bat.
Well, if there's Titans involved, I don't really want to.
True, that's true. You can
So-
also do it with a. There's also a nanotech that can remove someone's stack and not kill them. But
So, but
do
he
we
is.
let the guy keep doing this, or do we take him out?
I don't think we need to do
Callous
either yet. I'm going to step in front of him and see if he reacts.
All right. So you step in his path, and
Oh God.
let's see. Go ahead and make. Let's see.
Roll to
Right.
not die.
Yeah. No, I want you to make a reflex roll.
Reflex times
Five.
what, 5.
Reflex and 5.
Okay, that's pretty sick, pretty good. So
I'm
that's
watching this. through the
I have to roll anything but a critical failure. I made it.
All right. So you get out of his way because it's like he almost steps entirely on you, but he gets that you jump back, and as he does you do that, you see him. He levels what you can see as just a kinetic rifle at you.
Is he about to attack? I mean, from
No,
his
he
movement?
does not fire. He just goes on. Keep paths clear at all times. Keep paths clear at all times as he's starting to push you back. He's not firing, but he's pointing the gun basically like as a guard, basically getting you away from wherever
Okay.
he's supposed to be.
I loudly and clearly say, yes, sir, and move to the side.
All soldiers follow directions. Keep paths clear all the time. Keep paths clear all the time.
Okay, I don't see any reason to kill this guy, but on the other hand, I don't think he would thank me for not killing him.
Aye.
Well, see,
Yeah.
this is the kind of dedication I think all Cognite security guards aspire to. So I'm very impressed with them.
Let's just walk around him.
And so, yeah, and you see that his
Do we
path.
know how large a guard population would be on the station? Like how many civilians, how many scientists, how many guards?
Yeah.
Not off the base right now, but there are terminals I'm gonna try to pull that information up.
Oh, I don't want to connect to anything, so
So, yep,
I was just hoping maybe we had that already.
there.
If we
Yeah,
don't, we don't.
there is a mesh. Or if, like I said, if you want to look look through an
I'll
exit
see if
or
I can
anything else.
remember. I have mnemonic augmentation.
Have you researched that before though?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
So that would,
Lock thing.
yeah, that would be. Well, let's see.
Can I use my interest hypercore to get like the data, like
That's
the
possible.
The general.
PR
Yeah,
message
I'll allow that.
info?
So
Let's see how that goes. 24. Yes, I mean.
24. Okay. Yeah. You don't.
There's a general population.
You don't know what the specifics are right now, but you know that again, the Taurus right now, since they have a rotating staff, there should be at least about 150 people on here at any given moment of either administrative personnel, scientists, and guards.
So probably safe to assume that 30% of them or so are guards.
Yep.
Or more.
No,
Okay,
probably
so killing
probably
one of
around,
them is not going to do anything. I'm sorry.
probably around 10 to 20%. But
Still, one
Doesn't-
guy's not going to make a huge difference. So might as well not shoot.
well,
him.
also he's not a threat.
Yeah.
So yeah, and more or less he's like again right in the doorway, basically going to the intersection because each one is kind of cut off from there. So as long as you're keeping out of it, as long as you're keeping out of his circuit, he seems to be pretty good.
So we can just walk behind him as he passes, like he was a bad AI character in an old video game.
Yeah.
Crap,
So
boy.
all right. So
Ground
that's
check, see if there's anything, I don't know, like drop papers. I mean, presumably, if he's keeping people out of the way, there's some sort of scramble.
okay. Yeah, actually, go ahead and make that check.
Right. 82, no.
Nope, nothing else that you can see at the moment. But I will say that yeah, you can't really see into the doors open because it's more or less shut for this security because you're kind of in that foyer area between both of the that's like the habitat rings. So
I'll see if I
But-
can open the door by going shh. No one
yeah,
else got that.
yeah, I know that one. So,
I
um,
didn't get it.
but yeah, you can just open that one up, and yeah, this in this case is where yeah, everybody go ahead and make that willpower check ×3.
Will times 3.
Yep.
I failed that. I failed the heck out of that one. And
Yeah, I fail.
All right.
Oh man, I failed by 1.
my willpower rocks, but I still failed.
Failed by 1.
All right.
46 I rolled.
46. All right.
I needed a 45.
All right. So everybody failed.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, everybody else, go ahead and take about 2 stress. As you're going through, and you see that in the research station where it's going through, there's different like pods where they have morphs set up. They have that's different. That's like research ones for cortical stats being programmed. Every one of that's like the researchers in here that looks like that it was rating to about maybe that's in this particular area about 50, what should be about 50 people. You have about 20 that you can see are still alive.
So about
The other
30
ones-
corpses.
30 corpses. Other ones that have, it looks like very similar ones that have their stats looks like they've been dug out either on their own accord or by some others. There are that's like other ones that seem to be just at their stations repeating something to the point where you look at their morphs or all splicers or at least biomorphs or pods that they've been doing this for so long they are just in states of either self-injury or other it's like blood that's going all over everything else, and they just are. You can see the same dead-eyed look that was in the guard is on them as well.
Okay, everybody, we need to make some decisions here because something infected all of them. What kind of vectors are we looking at with that? Which one of you was good at the Titan tech?
I have the I do. I have interest Titan Tech at whatever 50 plus my Muse's help bonuses. So is that 5 or 10?
No, the Muse doesn't give you a bonus.
Oh, I thought it gave you a bonus for helping. Whatever. Yes, 50. So,
but any ideas of what kind of vector could have brought this in? I know all about biological vectors. I'm a biologist, but
I failed my roll.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, man. Game over. Game over.
game over, man. That's inside the room.
I start.
Yeah. So yeah, you can. Yeah, you.
I want to lay charges everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, this is looking pretty fucked up, especially if this is anywhere near a Titan threat, which it's looking like it might be. This
Yes.
is probably
But
the
it's
only good
affecting
one.
everyone.
Yeah, but we're
That
not
means-
we're not the
So it's something over the mesh, right? Like that's the thing that everybody would be
Probably.
tapped into,
and we've already alerted the
Everybody
proxy that
is-
this is a
ruined.
major threat. So the kill squad should be on the way. We
Uh,
just need to get the message out.
not yet.
Well, we need to get the message out. That's what I'm saying. We're not the combat troops.
We might not need a combat trip. So far, we don't have a. We
Yeah, you
don't
see-
actually have a combat threat.
Yeah, as far again, right, you're on basically silence until you contact Starcadian. Again, you have other information, but nothing else that's substantial. And also, the other big thing is that you were trying to find the firewall agent that was
Right.
here.
Oh yeah.
And we don't know what they look like.
Yeah, what identifying? How are we supposed to find that agent?
So that information, it's like once you were on. I do apologize. That was my fault. Once you were on the shuttle, Starcadian did send the other message, giving basic looks on there, letting you know that they were in a steel morph. So and gave you the basic parameters of that. This was in. That's like this particularly was Agent Silk. So.
So I guess we carefully pick through all these poor people in here looking for our agent.
Did he say it was a
here.
basic steel morph?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, a
Hey,
masked
that's one of my
steel
favorite
morph.
chassis. A masked steel morph?
Yes.
That's my second chassis.
But yeah, that's yeah. So you know the basic parameters of that for that's like for Agent Silk.
All right.
supposed-
Well, I
hold on,
switch to
guys.
T-rays and see if any of these guys are steel morphs.
Yeah, group huddle. Proxy Starcadia. He gave us a prime goal of gaining access to Cognite, and then gave us complete and easy access there. So that prime goal was a deception. The second one was to find this morph, this agent of firewall. How do we know this is not also a deception?
Okay, it doesn't matter if it's a deception. Basically, we have as a firewall team uncovered a possible existential threat. We need to find out some
I start laying
things we need to find
charges.
out. We need to find out what is the vector and source. We need to find out, are we infected? And there is a firewall agent here. If you were a firewall agent and got trapped in this kind of thing, you would want someone to rescue you. So we'll see if there's someone to rescue.
Agreed. I'm just thinking that we need to take everything that was fed to us with a grain of salt and be
Very much agreed. Very much agreed.
All right, good. All right, so yeah, if you want to search for them, you can make perception checks.
I got mine.
Yeah, I made
26 out of 50.
6 out of 50.
Yep.
14.
Yeah, if everybody else looking around there, you don't unfortunately see anybody who is matching the description of Agent Silk while going through the other researchers and kind of stepping through. But you do notice a couple other things right now as you're going through. Jeanette, as you're going through that, you actually notice a couple of the other researchers are sitting there. They are like the guards that are just seem to be repeating the same action over and over again. They're looking at one of the people that's at the desk whose fingers are just almost bone at this point on their morph. You see them typing in the same thing over and over again, erasing it, typing the same line of code that should be going into this morph. Noah, you see something different too. As you're passing by somebody looking at a corpse and seeing how it's taken, the morph, and seeing how the stag was taken out, you see hear somebody else behind you. Another researcher and a splicer just sitting back, rocking back and forth and talking to himself.
Definitely a K mark.
Yeah,
Definitely a K mark.
yeah. You get a little bit closer in that you see that he is. It seems like he's recalling something, that it's like a memory that he has, but then he starts shaking his head, going, "No, there wasn't. I wasn't there, or was I? Did I actually go there? I thought it was supposed to be there. No, I couldn't have been there. I never been there. Was it the other one? I don't have another one." Just constantly trying to recall something.
It kind of sounds like someone who's someone's trying to integrate with someone else's fork.
A little bit so. And then finally, that's like Farah and Trace. You're going through. You notice something else that's a little bit different because you're trying to fiddly see the person. And as you look up, you notice that there are security cameras. It's like that are actually following you now.
Oh,
Oh, well.
I see. Well, I wave.
So, ladies,
I
you hear a
give it
squawk.
a roguish grin.
So you hear the you actually see you both of you, Kafara and Trace, see an invite for a chat on the mesh.
No.
Oh,
No.
I
Is there,
appreciate
like,
the
a
thought,
monitor? Can
but
it be
I'm
on a-
afraid.
So
Oh,
about that time, you see one of the other ectos on excuse me, in Toptics open up, and you hear a voice come out. Oh, you can connect to the mesh if you want. It's not that. You can't get it. Whatever they're doing, they can't do it. They touch the things.
Identify yourself.
That'll make you go blind.
Who is this?
Lose a moxie for that.
Okay.
No, you're good. So, um, hi. Damn, it happened again. I'm so sorry. I have a name, but it's gonna sound stupid. I forgot it. I can't remember it, or
we're all getting this?
yeah, it's coming through an Atoptic on one of the other screens.
Speaker, right?
Yeah. All I know is I was here. They were they wanted to say they wanted to help me. The people who rented the place. It starts with a C. So Cognite. Thank you. Oh God, my memory's so scrambled. But they were trying to help me. And try to basically piece me together. I guess I don't know. But it's like they kept. It's like something went wrong. They kept coming into contact or something else, and they couldn't figure out. And everybody, I think they got sick in the head, or sick in their stack sick. That's what it is.
Fatally.
Well, I don't know. I think I know be able to fix it, but Sanjay, the guy that was saying is helping me, said not to, and he's locked himself in his office, and I can't get him out.
Where are you?
I'm in the administration. I'm in Sanjay's office. It's at the very end of the administrative hat ring.
And Sanjay is locked up near you.
Yes, Sanjay Patel. He's the head researcher here. He's I remembered his name. Wow, but yeah, he was here to. He said he was here to help me, but he got. It looks like he got scared, and he's been in his office for an awful long time.
Okay. Sit tight. We'll be right up there.
Okay. Okay. I can't remember a lot of things, but I can see things because I can at least look at the cameras and with it. You need to be really careful if you're going through the entrance over to the administrative one. They got a bunch of guards. They were just told to shoot, and they've been shooting for a while. And it's kind of amazing that the Habitat hasn't had a decompression yet.
Can I give her them the firewall boot freeze to see if they respond?
Well, they don't remember their name. I don't know how.
You never know.
Might be.
I don't think they gave us the agent name, but I'm going to try the whole burn the building down, flash and light, whatever.
Oh, let's see.
You never know.
Odd or even?
Oh, even.
Even? Okay. Alex, is it something about fumigating, or getting a new rug?
What is the?
What are you
final
talking about? That seems.
response when
I like this. This seems like a fun game.
Never mind. It's a dumb question. Apartment buildings aren't even made out of wood anymore.
Just something I ask everyone. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I was asked that of all my prey.
Oh, so, all right. But yeah, you go. It's like, but yeah, he's giving you directions on there. And for God's sake, does anybody have a T-ray emitter?
Yeah.
Okay. You can
and I
use
actually had it on because I said I was scanning
Okay,
the bodies.
yeah, then never mind. So yeah, sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, you looked at the other. You used that going through, and yeah, you can see that there's a group in the foyer between the administrative and research rings. About a group of about 4 different. That's like 4 different guards who are going around, and yeah, it's kind of looks like they be having plasma weaponry from the burns that you're seeing.
That explains why they haven't hold the habitat.
Yeah.
Plasma won't, fortunately.
So, yeah, this is at least made of resistant materials that will not burn through that, but that's still a problem.
Now this is a ring, right? This whole structure.
Yes,
goes around
it's
to
a
the other
torus.
side?
Yeah.
So we don't need to go through these guys necessarily.
Considering the danger up here, I think it's a tourist trap.
So, yeah, if you want to figure out, you can. There are other ways if you know. If you want to research. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you want to, you can fight through them, or you can figure out another way to go through it. So.
Yeah, I said double back through the.
Yeah, because there's going to be at least 2 ways to get there.
Okay.
Because it's a torus.
Yep. Yeah, and you know that you can go double. Another option is double backing through it. The other one is they do have the center struts, basically going into the struts going into the center. So you could bounce between that going into the administrative link, since one of those will go from the docking area. But it will require free fall checks in order to do that.
I am for that because I do have free fall.
I am not good at
I
free
do not have free fall.
However, I also have a spindle. So
Oh,
I can run a
spindle,
line,
get rid of.
and then you guys can climb the line.
That's worth a shot.
Okay.
All right.
Fighting 4 guys with plasma rifles doesn't sound like a lot of fun. There's no airlock we can blow them out of, right?
Yeah, in that case, it wouldn't be, because the only one the only one that you know would be is back at the dock. So, and granted, you have a shuttle that's available, that's there right now. So.
We probably
have a shuttle. Could we shuttle to a different side, or is this the only docking port?
This is the only docking ring that's available.
So let's give that center strut a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's head to the hub.
All right. So in that case, Noah will need to go ahead and make one use of that. So go ahead and make a free fall check.
Ought 9 made it.
Ought 9. Okay. Little bumpy. So you're going.
I'm running the spindle line behind me.
All right, so you spin a little line behind you, but you managed to go ahead and do that. So, that won't cost you anything. So you make it over to the center, and you do see that the entrance. You do see the entrance on the long way going into the administrative section. So, make one more to see if you can get that successfully spindled to both sides.
Made it. 27.
27. All right, even better. So a little less rough this time going through. All right, everybody else, you can make free fall checks now, but they will be at a plus 20 because of the spindle.
Actually, I'll pass them the spindle climber too.
Okay. Yeah. Then, that will. Yeah. So that's a. Actually, yeah, that'll be a plus 30 if you have the spindle climber if you're going one at a time. So.
If we don't have free fall, does it default?
Is that free running minus something?
It defaults to Psalm.
Yeah.
Default to
No
ref.
default. Yeah.
Okay, Psalm plus 30.
Yes.
Oh boy. All right.
Ref plus 30.
Yeah, it'll be reflex. So.
I fail.
Oh, I
Oh,
passed.
Dum.
All right. All right. So Trace, you said you failed.
Oh yeah.
All right.
89.
89. Okay, so not a critical failure, but it's a little bit bumpier. So you're going on a slow one, and you'll take a little bit of damage on there, just 1 point. So.
Okay.
So because you're just like, oh no, goddamn mother. So.
I fail as well.
Okay. So since you were set up so well on that, it's just 1 point of damage. You're just kind of like bouncing like goddamn motherfucker. So
I used to be able
I thought
to be prepared.
Trace somehow.
I thought I was better at free fall than that Cyrock robot.
yeah. So which works it from there. All right. So you managed to go ahead and open up there. You actually, as you get to the length there, you notice that the administrative port right now, at least coming from there, is on a lockdown.
Yeah,
it is not accepting any information. So it's like, and
let's see.
All right. Let's see.
InfoSec at 40. Can I hack my way in it?
Yeah, same. Can I help you? Can we dual hack?
I got an
Uh,
11, so
well, never mind. So yeah, well,
I
this is
guess I
gonna be
got
Dual
it.
hacking works.
Like
Well,
far-
okay, this-
triple hacking.
Check your
well,
RAM. I'm on it.
yeah, normal. Oh yeah, so in this case, here's what happens from it. Because usually, if infosec, it's going to be two things of the hacking rules. That one is the entry to see if the system you get in and the system recognizes you, and to do it, you're no fine. So you credited that, so the system does not see that you're in. The security does not know you're there. So you can do almost. So for this one, you can make one other roll at a +10.
Okay. And I think I failed that.
Okay, what's
Yeah, I failed that.
okay?
I got a 73.
A 73. Okay. You don't. It's not in there at the moment. So you, thankfully, because they're not alerted. But if you, it's like make another fail, they will be onto you. You do notice that you see that the camera is following you, so your observer knows that you're at least at the door.
Yeah, can we talk to him? Can he give us admin access? I mean, if he has control of the cameras,
Okay.
we could unlock this.
So you hear a speaker
So
go
am I
off.
tapped into the mesh now that I've done this? Just out of curiosity. Like,
No, this is just a door system, so that's not on the mesh. So
standalone. Okay.
a stand.
I
Yeah,
did
it's
it
a
without thinking.
Yeah, it's something on there, so that's a good one. But he looks on. Yeah, I can't really do anything about that door. But hey, I got an idea. If you get on the mesh, and I can see with you guys, I might be able to tell you something because I'm usually pretty good at doors.
All right, guys. So I'm the talkie guy. I'm thinking that maybe this could be my last ray of
Can you
sunshine.
on that last statement?
Kinesics, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Could somebody else? Because
I'll do it.
He sure does want us to get in that mesh.
Yeah, 38 out of 65.
Nope, he's completely honest. This is and you don't sense this as a malicious or I wanted to get into Basilisk task. It's just, hey, I think I could do it. I just can't reach the knob.
All right, I connect.
Okay.
And I watch him closely.
Yes.
I put my head on somebody's gun, even if they're not aiming it at me.
I can put one of my charges in your pocket if you like.
All right. So, yeah, you actually see that you connect to the mesh. You look through it and like, oh, I see what's happening right now. So, thanks a lot. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get in your vision for a second. And it's about that time that you look over. It's almost looking like your AR spectrum turns on.
Okay.
You don't remember it turning on.
Do I start stuttering?
No, you don't. But you
I did.
see what appears to be, oddly enough, a miniaturized version of an arachnid morph moving forward and typing out some things in there. And about the door opens. Oh, got it. So thank you. I just needed to get it reach on there. So I'll let you go, and you can talk to me. Sorry, I know this is kind of intrusion, and he disappears.
I just start drooling. Oh, got you guys.
So, nope, you're fine though.
Wow.
This
So-
seems
Is that a steel morph? No.
so. Nope, it would. Yeah, because the only one who saw it on there, it was an arachnid.
Yeah, steels are humanoid.
Yeah, steels are humanoid.
Okay.
Sorry. So yeah.
They're actually one of my favorite morphs in the game.
All right, but yeah, you see the door open, and the scene pretty much is almost the exact same as within the research hub, except that you see three things that are a little bit more odd. One, almost everybody else in right now seems to be dead, and these look like they have had their stacks taken out as well. But it does not look like the sloppy jobs that they did on themselves. This looked like this was precision by somebody else.
No, we're in the admin section, and this is Sanji's office is off this somewhere.
Yes, it is. It's actually basically it's segmented in a way where you have kind of an open area with the different sections in the middle, which is kind of odd because you would assume right now if they'd had any projects, they should be segmented in the research section. There seem to be three pillars that are standing behind a what looks like a Faraday cage.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Guys, good news. We're protected again. We don't
So-
get that
Wait,
kill sacks.
Pillars?
Yeah, three different pillars are now, and then behind you actually see that there's another area that's been
Electric
segmented.
pillars, like Space pillars.
They just kind of look like different metallic pillars. You'd almost kind of reference those to what looks like maybe just a database or mainframe, but
Okay, so they don't look like Xeno pillars.
no, they don't look like the monoliths. So,
Are these things quantum mainframes?
you don't know, but it almost looks like it might be. So it's a little bit odd to see with going through there, and then behind it, you actually see that for some space lumber wood paneling, but what looks like it is supposed to be Sanjay Patel's office. You see his name emblazoned over there, and the door is basically on lockdown, where it's basically a red light that says, "I'm busy, don't bother me."
Does anyone have academics, alien, something that they could take a look at these pillars or Titans, any other really bad?
I don't, but they do look man-made.
Okay.
I could use interest Titan tech.
So, yep, if you want to roll that, go ahead.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, as you take a look at that, if takes as you take a look closer on there, they do look like quantums, but you see that in each of those there actually is a particular stack that's been set through it. Like they actually have a port. They have behind where they have Faraday cage. There seems to be some sort of port that's been attached to each of these, and there appears to be a single stack in each one of these, like it's reading off information from it.
Okay, I want to get this clear. We have three what look like quantum mainframes, and each one is hooked to a transhuman quality stack.
Yes, that is correct. And the additional thing is you're looking at it too. Each one of them has a specific label that's been put to each one of those. The
famine and pestilence.
well, actually, each one of those has a listing on there that says the acronyms C period PA, C period PR, C period FU.
See? FU.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
So, and about that time, you hear the other portion, like you hear the voice come on. Oh, good, you got in here. I can see that. So, but yeah, if you look
Which
back,
one are you? The one in the middle?
Middle?
Which one are you?
Well, that's all me actually, from what they told me.
You got three stacks.
Yeah. So that's
Wait a minute. Stark, and I'm not saying this to him, but I am to the rest of the guys. I've cut him out. Starcadia was also using a distributed morph. One consciousness and multiple bodies.
Was he?
well,
And he was a
forks
DJ.
probably.
Probably forks, but it's not a coincidence. Oh, could be.
That's where the voice comes back in. Okay, again, I don't have to explain it to you. Look back at the entoptic. So, and you see it's gesturing back over to one of the other. That's gesturing back over to one of the other monitors. So, or the entoptic. So,
I'll take a look.
and you see it's actually security footage that was on here because this is something at least I can show, and it records back from about a week ago where you. Let's see that there is a. Let's see that there are still people in there wandering about. It's mostly off empty except for a couple people, but there's somebody in the Faraday cage who touches the one that was marked C.PA and just falls to the ground just gibbering.
Okay, guys, safety tip: don't touch the pillars.
Yeah, wow. Bad.
So. And as it's going through, you see somebody else going through there, and there's almost a transcript that's relying on there saying the person who is being dragged out there saying, "How can it's like I don't remember this. I don't remember that. I wasn't there. Why was I there? I was told that mission was scrapped. I was told that we were done in there. Why am I there? Why can I see this?" And that's where it cuts out.
The that person. Is he humanoid? Does he look like he could be in a masked steel morph?
So that One. Yep. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Yeah, made it. 15.
Yep. You zoom and enhance on that one just to catch one. Oh, that looks like your agent.
Oh.
Oh. Where was he on the video? Where was he taken from there?
You cannot. Looks like he was dragged back out through the back into the research portion through that the other side.
So
That
this is now like nuke him from orbit, right? Like, there's no
Well,
chance of recovery. Everything here has to
more
be
accurately, this
destroyed.
is now do something to decay the orbit on this habitat.
So
Yeah, this whole place has
hold on.
to
Let's
go.
let's
and
get
there's
some more
nothing that we
information
can
out of
achieve.
the.
We have to go with it.
No, we don't. We got a shuttle.
No. Well, I mean, like, if it can be transferred by touch.
But
are-
that doesn't
are
mean that it's
comfortable?
actually contagious person to person.
no, not necessarily.
Well, we haven't touched anything.
No.
Either, I guess.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what they said because they said that it's like he touched. That's what happened to almost everybody else. They touched some part of me, and then that happened. Although they
Alright,
say
now
different things.
Let's find out some information from his perspective. What happens after people touch him? Does he get knowledge? What's the deal with the stacks?
I don't know. Like I said, like so they say that's part of me, but I'm in with Mr. Patel. Like that's where I can only see outside, but he went in there. But I can't see inside his office anymore. He shut down anything that in any visuals that I could see.
I'm going to
And he
make
hasn't done it for a
sure. Wait a second. You're inside a I'm going to make sure the Faraday cage is powered on.
So yeah, and you actually look around there, and actually, yeah, specifically, you look right now. It's basically an air gap unit. It's mainly you can see that it is there to separate this from the rest of the network.
But is it separated? Because if that is actually him, how is he communicating?
So, he just said that he would. It's like I don't remember those parts. They say that it's me, but I've been in with Mr. Patel.
Oh,
But I can't see him anymore.
You've been in with Mr. Patel.
all right. You don't remember your name, correct?
No.
All right.
I'd-
For convenience, I'm going to nickname you Anansi.
Okay.
Spider God.
That sounds nice.
It is
So,
a very honorable name and ancient.
So trickster, right? Storyteller.
Correct.
Well, that sounds lean, but yeah, if you could, like I said, Mr. Patel knows everything else, or should. So we really, it's like I really I'm worried about him.
Yes, we
And what-
will. We're going to assist Mr. Patel.
And what can we do to help you? What is your biggest concern after Mr. Patel? Because there's several of us. How can we help you the most? What do you want?
Well, and I kind of want to go home
Yeah, and where's
because
that?
I've been away for a while, and I think I'm worried about me.
That makes sense.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Tell me more.
I kind of wish I could, but I can't really remember a lot of it. I just knew I was here, and that apparently that's like those are me too. But it's made people touch that too, and then they either remembered things or they remembered things or they did things.
All right, so let's not touch the pillars. That's safety tip number 1.
Yeah. Those pillars gotta go. Like, yeah.
Something sec. All right, so you have the information on there. You see the door is locked, but as far as you know, everything else is gone through. And right, the other thing right now, you know that at least this is whatever this is needs to be reported back to Firewall and Starcadian is your closest contact to that. So
Yeah, definitely. But we also
He
have.
ran off already, didn't he?
We don't know.
Can we use
He's locked
these
down.
shuttles?
He went to Luna.
sorry.
No. He
gotta
said
be
he
a
went to
party.
Luna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Do
true.
we have? Can we use the communications from the shuttle rather than the station to communicate out, or are we isolated here?
You are. It's like the rest of you see that the information here on the shuttle, the communication seemed to be on a standstill at least from here. But as far as you can tell, just by getting one of the ectos, it looks like all communications are being routed specifically through Patel's office.
All right. No one touch any communication gear, because if it is transmissible by communication lines, you don't want to you don't want to transmit anything.
Especially me. I've been in the mesh with Mr. Spider here, so.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's as far as you can tell what you've looked. And actually, I would say this would just be a basic interfacing check for anybody.
To do what?
Okay.
Just looking online, or excuse me, actually, if anybody has, does anybody have computer science?
No.
Not me.
Okay, so
I failed it.
all right, then I would say basic interfacing check if you just want to make one. So this will just get the gist of what's happening, without a lot of other details.
All right, I make it.
Okay. You can see that once you just looking on the Ecto, everything is basically put on this side has been put down into a lockdown mode, so that that Patel, whatever he has done right now, it's making sure that it is not that he's basically told that it cannot go out right here. Like it's just the executive lockdown, and that everything is being controlled from his office. So if you want to get any line out or anything else, it's going to have to go through there.
Do we have any like backup people besides this one proxy that we could reach out to, or is everything through him?
This is it is compartmentalized, so you would have to go through Starcadian in order to do that. That is part of the firewall security protocol.
Yeah.
Good.
Which is a good thing, actually, in the big picture.
Yes.
All right, let's bust our way in through that door physically.
Well, why don't we try to talk to him
Still
first?
have these charges. We could blow up the door. Is that
Well,
You know what? That's probably the best way. My shred will put a lot of little holes in it, but
super thermite charges? So I
Yeah, but
believe I can shape those to blow through that door specifically.
cyber thermite.
It doesn't say cyber. It says super.
So you're wanting to use thermite on a station?
Well, let's set it up, because
super
worst case scenario, everything has to go. But let's not do that just yet. Let's talk to him and see.
Well,
if we
thermite
can-
is actually excellent for cutting through metal.
That is
That's
true.
actually what it's for.
Right, to the extent that it might just depressurize. the
Actually,
whole
let's hold off on that. We might want to use that directly on the pillars.
thing. So
We don't know what else
wait,
they can do.
It says plural.
All right, but yeah, it is in lockdown. So if anybody has, again, InfoSec is an option for trying to get into the door if you want to, or if you can try to physically force it, you can.
I've got InfoSec at 40. Let me try that.
Okay.
I got it at 40 and I got
Yep,
it
got it.
24.
24. Okay. You are in, so it's a success for that. Let's see what the opposing system. All right. They did not see you, so you have your chance to go ahead and make the next roll. And I would say if you want to help in that case, I can give you a bonus 10 to it. So that would up that if you want to help.
Let me help him then, because I
Okay.
failed miserably last time.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll. This will be at a plus 10 now to your current skill.
Am I rolling?
Yes, you can.
Okay. 50. So yes, that was.
On the dot. Okay, that's the best one he can off there. So yeah, you managed to find the code. Mr. Patel did not really secure this one. It seems that he was doing it more out of desperation.
It's like he had other things on his mind.
He did.
Maybe other things in his mind.
That is a possibility from that. And as you
Someone
get in
else's
there,
things in his mind.
as you get in there, you see that his office is set up ornate, but you see him in the middle of there on his desk, and he is very dead. Oh, so very dead.
Oh,
Ah,
how many
Sanji.
pieces?
You let down.
So
Does he still have his stack?
he would, if apparently he had not taken like the plasma pistol to his neck.
Oh,
And so there's a nice little chunk going out, and he's on the that's like basically slumped forward. So
okay.
you can actually see that the security feeds in here have been manually shut off. So then the drone's on there, but he has a very large display going back and information on there that you actually that you actually see now the full listing of basically what they're setting up as Project Recall.
Recall, like, oh,
Totally.
recall.
And there appears to be some other message that was set. Message that was set up. It's like set up right now that is just kind of blinking and waiting on there.
Well, before we touch that, maybe Kafarna, can you bio him? See what nasties caused him to do this?
Can I what?
Use your very expensive degree and figure out what happened to him.
I don't have the biology skill.
Oh,
That's me.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll try.
All right.
I made it.
All right,
9
excellent.
out of 60.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell right now of what else happened, but other than just a mass suicide, it was just
The plasma pistol,
yeah.
right?
The other ones were pretty
Pretty
choppy
obvious.
on this one. This was like a deliberate shot that he, from the angle and where it fell. Yeah, he just took the pistol to his own cortical stack and aimed it basically like, I'm dead. I want to be dead. So this is pretty clear on
This
what.
guy must have had some pretty good willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
What's on the screen? Can we see?
So the
if
big
he's-
mystery seems to be, where did the other stacks go?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So
can they
in
come
this
with
case,
colors?
and there is a message waiting on there, but also something else on top of that as well. You noticed in the corner there is an emergency There is a Farcaster that is on set up there. It is not used, and in fact, it looks like it was deliberately damaged.
Oh, well, that's good.
So it's inoperable now.
And at the moment, it might be able to be repaired, but it looks like that he took it out as well.
Maybe we should set the thermate on that.
Well, it doesn't really
Already
matter.
Broken.
Well,
mean-
yeah, but what if Spider?
More worried about those
uh,
killers.
Yeah. Well, all right. I guess
Okay,
we'll check
okay.
in-
Here's a question
Okay.
for you guys to consider. Do we think that the other agent, whose name we still do not know, was patient 0 for this?
That's what it looked like. That was we were only looking for one, and
Yeah.
you identified them.
Yeah, it's.
Pretty,
I used to wear that type of morph, so.
It seems like they're not around anymore.
Agreed.
It seems extremely likely. I mean, even if he is still biologically alive, with this kind of
Yeah.
brain damage, he'll have to be reinstated from a previous backup anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I am currently convinced that scorched earth policy is best scenario right now.
Absolutely.
But to do that, that has to be unanimous for this team.
Well, I agree.
I agree as well.
Yeah, I think we're all going down with the station. It's just a matter of timing. I mean, do we want to find out more to try to?
I didn't say we had to go
alert
down with the station. I said we're going to destroy the station.
Firewall? That's
I mean,
optimistic.
I'm okay
I
with going
appreciate
down
that.
with it. It's not the worst thing that'll happen. I've got backup insurance. This is a
So-
Corvette of a body, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Not this.
I
I've
think
been
you left your
treating
dog back there.
But I really like to keep. I really like to avoid lack.
I want to know what happened to those other stacks, because that implies that somebody else is aware of this, and that's almost as bad as this getting out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we need to find
and
those
and
stacks.
one of the other bad things is, all right, all the stacks in the research area were gone, but also the 2 that are down on Octavia
Yeah, that's what
were
I mean.
gone.
So
And where is Cognite?
Yeah. Well, this is a big deal for them.
Yep.
Why
where
haven't
is
they stepped
Cognite?
in? I mean, I'm surprised they didn't blow up the station by now.
Can I do a search for Carl Johansson,
Hmm.
the guy we interviewed previously, see what his involvement was?
yeah, if you want to, go ahead and do that. And remember, you also do have at least a message a recorded message that has been put on at the end.
All our answers will
Wait,
be
what?
there.
Press
Recorded
the
message
red
on the
button.
desk?
Yes, there was one. As I said before, there was a blinking note that for the data that is being brought up for the basically Project Recall, which is in front of you right now.
Is
also
that just
some-
audio?
No, it's a video message that was recorded.
Oh,
I'm
it looks
afraid
like-
if we start that, it will
Bioshock
start
audio
some
log with
series of
all our
events that we can't stop.
One of us let's one of us watch that thing.
All right.
Oh, man.
The one, and that should be the
Josh.
person that connected themselves to the mesh.
which is not me.
Jeanette looks around, confused for a minute, and says, "Oh, right, yeah."
Herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
So you're
gender's so
gonna
fluid these days.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna Jeanette's going to see the message alone.
Yeah. In the meantime, you guys should do other research checks. See if you can, find anything in the room or do searches on the other folks that we looked into.
Yeah, let's do some investigation.
But
Scrap at the place.
yeah, someone do that. Someone else keep a gun to my head.
Okay.
Standard operating procedure.
All right.
Okay, I'll handle the gun to head.
Okay. So you'll for that case. All right. So and Jeanette, go ahead and play the.
I reach out a finger. Beep.
All right. So you pulls up. It looks like it was actually taken just about. It's like about 2 days ago. It is Sanjay Patel. He's looking down. You see that his hands are down on his face. He's has the plasma pistol that's sitting in there. Case file number 6785, Cognite Research. This is a message to any any cleanup teams that come in. All stacks are potentially infected. We are not. We are not to be recovered from any backup. Should be erased. Contacts with the with the cortical stack decoding devices under Project Recall are too unstable despite the information that they bring up. All relevant files can be found within there, but this project needs to be gone. AGI that was discovered and disseminated into Project Recall cannot be reassembled for potential issue of Titan infection. Please delete this sentence just after everything that is said. So, and then at that point, you see him put the gun to his head, and that's where the recording ends.
Oh, so it's even worse than.
Yeah. My last thought is, I wonder if the AGI's final words were "no disassemble."
No. So, all right, and so that's where you get from that. Who's doing the research check?
For research for what?
Who is doing the research check?
Like investigation or perception?
Yeah, or investigation or perception. So yeah, research, investigation, or perception. So
yeah, I got perception. 28. Yes,
28? All right. So you actually see the file that was listed on there. Looks like Mr. Patel actually put everything here. It was listing from there for the alternate screen. Project Recall. It appears that there was about a month ago, the team, when bringing information, found what they assumed was an intruder for another. Another competitor in the form of an AGI they would brought up that hacked into their system. But when anybody encountered it, it seemed to be confused about where it was or what it was doing, something that was almost unintentional. When analyzing it and trying to basically fork its offsides, it was too much data to hold for normal one, which is why the quantum servers were brought in. But anytime that somebody made contact with it, it seemed to have an odd effect with them, depending on the splices of the forks. If somebody were, one of the stacks that one of the servers, if it was just encountered or touched, somebody would. They found that people were recalling memories. Recalling all sorts of memories that they could not control. It came up at random. Most oddly, it was bringing up memories from previous from other backups. If they did not have that information or something had happened and was not reinstated, they were remembering data beyond those backups. It's like if one of the pillars, one of the other servers, if it was touched, they seemed to be locked into one command where they could not get out. They could only think about that. Then the other one seemed to bring up what would be permutations of a potential. Of a potential action, as though we were taking every single action that this person had done and creating a future for it. So they. well, this has gone through. Our main concerns came when we found that's like what we believe is another corporate infiltrator who came in raving about the Titans coming through. Well, another one. So that's like this. It's like this potentially could, and you can see the notes right now. Potential espionage information. It's like or infiltration information. That's necessary for looking into other parts. So please, and then basically gives you data files. So in turn, one apparently makes you see memories beyond backups. The other one locks you in, and the other one gives you something of the future.
So
good.
even worse.
Well,
On the other hand, this is strong evidence in support of the many worlds theory of quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest
So-
problem I think we have here is that Carl Johansson was recovered from backup from a week prior to the incident and still had these memories. So this stuff is already out.
Yep, and as you do see that through the other research, they actually were taking anybody who was gone in there, and even if they got off right now, basically capturing them, taking the stacks out, and then dumping the bodies.
I wonder who is cleaning up.
Oh,
After
maybe it's
this.
Cognite.
So
Yeah.
it was assumption on there too, but yes, and you actually look and see the boilerplates. What was brought up apparently was just a sick joke, but the abbreviation stood for Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future.
Yeah.
So,
Can a GM lose Moxie? Is that a thing?
but
Maybe if we all use one.
so you definitely have something in extra. You hear the voiceover said, So is Mr. Patel okay?
Sure.
Yeah, he's great. He's resting now.
Yeah. Tired.
In at least one of the many universes, yes.
Yeah, I say he's fine. Deception.
Go ahead and make that.
44. Yep.
Critical.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness! I was so worried about him, but yeah, I think we need to get out. I don't think it's safe here anymore.
All right, don't you worry about that. We're going to go get a technical team.
Okay, it's good to know on that. So, if you need me to open up communications, we can. So I at least have access to that.
Well,
No,
the
we need to
thing is-
use physical communication.
Yeah, we don't want you to run out of power, so we want you to just stay as minimal as possible. Because there's been a lot of damage here. We want to make sure everything is kept as intact as possible. So you just hang tight.
Okay.
Also, every scrap of information on the station is classified by the Hyper Corporation.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I mean, what that means I'm classified too.
I haven't. Well, I don't know if you can classify consciousness, but the point is, we can't just transmit to anyone.
Well, if you need to, you're like I said, it's all open up. Mr. Patel had that. So, and as you can see, this is basically the executive lockout that he had. So that can be taken from here.
Yeah,
Might
let's
as
go
well
ahead
leave
and
it
leave
on.
that there.
Yeah.
Why would we need to take that off?
No,
We really
what he
don't
was
need to.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So, what is the plan? What are you doing?
Um,
Well, I think that my thermite should go by those pillars.
that would require you to actually go into the Faraday cage.
Oh, I would have to go into there.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think at this point it's mission accomplished, right? If we convince the good old Ghost here to stay his spidery self where he is, and we have no communication going out, we go back on our shuttle, go to quarantine, tell Proxy to come back here at the kill squad, and everyone has a Merry Christmas.
Well, here is a
Turn on
problem.
the kill sats.
Based upon what we know, if we are infected, our backups won't work.
Yep.
So
Well, I
if
think
we're
the biggest
infected,
The
we're
bigger
dead
problem
forever.
is all the other backups are already out there, so time is of the essence now.
yeah, we have to leave here quickly. And but the question before we leave is, should we take it into our own hands to try to destroy the station?
So that would be up to you. Although, if that's like you do know this by firewall protocols, though, that if you, like I said, something like this should be reported off, not like probably offhand too, because Starcadian gate. That's like Starcadian was wanting to he wanted to be kept updated. So
Okay,
I'm
that
gonna
works
be
for
sending-
me.
This is Titan stuff, and we should destroy it. That's my character.
Well, my problem with it is I don't know how.
Like, I don't have any firewall in my motivation. My motivation is destroying Titans, reclaiming Earth, and survival.
Well, I'm open to that, but how do we do that, right? I mean,
All I can think of is
decay in that orbit, turning the kill sats around, maybe smashing into it with that transport shuttle.
we could also
Secret
just
missiles.
sabotage the main power supply and the backup power supply.
Actor, is it? We could just.
They're not made so they'll blow up.
Yeah.
you know, we also got into the central spokes. Maybe messing some of that up would kind of desynchronize it, and it would crash down into Venus.
Like, I'm comfortable firing seeker missiles at those 3 pillars before we go, if nothing else.
But what if pieces bounce out of there and contact us? We have no idea whether that will infect us.
Okay, I'm just going through. Yeah, about the time since you're all debating too, you hear at least buzz in the voices.
I think I can set a timer on those just by.
I can't really tell. Sorry, it's scrambled, but I think somebody's trying to make a call on Mr. Patel's Mr. Patel's desk.
In or out?
In to him.
Oh.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that. It's cool.
Well, actually, he'll probably be able to get it.
Yeah,
but
he's resting now. We don't want to disturb him.
Well, I think it's really it's really urgent because it seems to keep beeping on there, and it also says urgent too, and it says something about the apartment. That thing you said to me about the apartment.
Oh.
Okay, I'll step over.
So, you look on there, and yeah, it's like you see that there is a firewall call sign ahead of it.
How secured is this? I mean, is this AI
should be really secure right now?
As far as you know, so
yeah,
we're just working on that. If you have security systems or any kind of specialty on that.
Well, my muse does.
Oh, go ahead and make a roll.
Made it. Yep.
All right. Yeah, that should be secure coming out. Yeah, this one should be on a cold lockdown for what he did. And if he's getting in there too, that means one of two things. Either he knew the access codes or maybe Agent Slope put a tap in beforehand.
That's more likely.
This is a setup for some reason.
Joe's Bar and Grill, how can I help you?
So, agents, what is the status?
Very, very bad. Bad. This entire
worst.
station has to be destroyed physically. Your unnamed agent, firewall agent that's in here, is gone, and all of his backups are untrustable, even prior ones.
What about the package he was looking into?
Define.
Oh, that would be Anansi. I only have a theory as to what it is, but if my theory is correct, it's a Titan level emergent ASI.
It's like, interesting.
Hostile.
So, can you confirm?
No, not yet. I don't know if I'll be able to confirm that. You'd need a technical team. I don't know if I don't know if it's safe to take the time.
Well, this seems to me more of the information that we've from your dead drop seems to be more of an informational issue than an actual. That's like full threat. I think analysis needs to be confirmed on this one. So
My recommendation.
This needs to be brought in, please.
Oh,
What? Jenna kind of perks up. Huh?
I disagree.
We all of us disagree. However, you are the proxy.
Yeah, not feasible. How can we possibly? We can't touch it. We can't.
No. We're not going to be able to do it. He wants to bring in other technicians.
Oh,
So-
to us.
That's like you need to secure the site and then stay on board, and that's an erasure squad will not be approved. I will not approve that.
If you should send a a analysis team, what would the ETA be?
You know, I think I'll be able to do that on site. So, what is the size of this? Can it be loaded onto the shuttle?
Oh,
It is small enough, however,
What?
it is completely unsafe. It's currently in a Faraday cage.
So that means it's protected and air gapped. You can load it.
sure.
Yeah, I'll
load
just
it.
walk
Don't
that
worry
Faraday
about
cage
it.
over. No problem.
You got it.
Understood. However, I would like to go on record as saying I believe that doing so is an existential threat.
Does anyone have high firewall rep? Can they call some other proxy?
I got 3 points.
I don't think I have any. It's F rep, right?
That's no, that's
IREP.
IREP.
Yeah. So, but
I have high IREP, but
I
we
have-
can't talk to anyone else other than this guy.
60.
Well, if he got in, we can go out on the same.
We'd be
I
able to
plan
find
on
out a way, but
going down with this ship if no one else wants to, and making sure that this is destroyed.
I have a big problem with going down with any ship, and I think anyone else with a motivation of survival probably would too.
Destroying the Titans trumps survival by
Agreed.
3 magnitude.
I don't think this is a Titan, but I think it's just as dangerous as one.
I personally think it is a Titan. I think it's a Titan whose personality has been broken into 3 pieces, and it's or something. You know,
Yeah, it's knocking on the door. It's ready to.
I
get
suspect
out.
it's emergent. AIs have been emergent before.
Do they normally cause, time space distortion?
No, and that is
that's so bad. It's the worst. It's the worst thing my character has seen.
All right, I want to roll like a
Um,
kinesics on our proxy here.
Mhm.
What's the deal?
go ahead, make it. Huh?
Nope, 75. Yeah, he's above board. I like him.
All right. So,
all right. I tell the proxy. I say, understood. We will be occupying and securing the facility. Be aware, it is not safe.
and are you telling him the truth on that? That is your plan?
I did not say anything that is technically a lie.
Okay,
And I didn't say that I was going to kill myself to blow it up yet.
Okay.
We'll wait till we're off the phone for me to say that.
All right. You will have 1 hour to secure. To secure the package. If it is not en route, then I will consider. Consider you in breach of firewall and take appropriate measures. Click.
All right.
That was
You know
pretty
what?
Trustworthy. I like him.
suspicious.
Actually, you know what? It's not a bad idea. If we can move the package while it's in the Faraday cage onto the shuttle, that does make the thing that we have to destroy much smaller.
Well, we could just fly it into the sun.
No, the sun's way too small. Just fly it into Venus atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean, the Venus atmosphere is superheated sulfuric acid at pressure that can crush a human skull like an eggshell.
And also just entry.
Yeah. And it's got far more re-entry heating effect than Earth does.
So, but that's what the time the voicemail's up. Why does this guy? What does your friend want me?
Oh, good. You were listening. Yep. Secure.
I actually do not know the answer to that question.
Yep, secure.
And Anansi, I'm afraid you're probably going to experience death.
Why? I really don't want
That
to.
comes to all
I don't want to
things.
kill you.
Now, who's
But
talking about-
I haven't done anything
Come
to you.
Have you noticed that everyone except us four and you on this station is either dead or
And
irreversibly
Sanji, he's
brain
fine.
damaged?
Don't forget about Sanji. How fine he is. He's great.
Except for Sanji,
So,
who's resting.
I just look. I just wanted to go. Well, it's like I just wanted to go home, and I'm.
Where's
it's like,
home?
I don't know. Again, they took things out of me, and then
Yes.
they made them touch that's like those parts of me, and that's what
You-
happened to them.
They maimed you.
So how
They
would you
hurt
go
you.
home? Let's talk about that.
Could home just be reconstituting the 3 parts? Is that home? Or-
I don't think that's even technically possible by transhuman
no, I don't-
science.
I don't think so.
Well, I want to know what its motivation is,
Could
what
be
it wants, so we know what not to do.
So,
I'm going to
Okay,
be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, Anansi. I think you've been straight with us, and so I'll
Okay.
be straight with you.
And I like
Okay.
your guff, kid.
Tip of fedora.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The universe, however, is not fair.
Well, I at least tell you that if I can go, then I think I know a way to basically make me whole again. But if like I said, I'm not sure if it will work. If I show you, you can do that, and I'll just go.
Oh man.
Well,
Even seeing that might be too much.
please explain it. Please explain it in English or whichever
Small
language we're
words.
talking.
Or, yeah, like
Or Portuguese. That's fine.
for 5-year-olds.
English is my highest.
You see on the display, there's actually a area of the research department where apparently they have an integration bridge. So,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's nice. Well,
and I know that the only, like I said, granted, I'd be in there, but yeah, at that point, and then and then he brings up the picture of the emergency forecaster. I kind of know how to get that, how that works.
Okay, you have
Oh,
full archive data on the fall of Earth. Please access that. Earth was destroyed by the efforts of a category of beings known as the Titans.
This gives me an even better idea.
We
Oh,
suspect
yeah,
that you are one of them.
how inefficient they went about things the first time.
Oh, well, I don't want to hurt anybody.
And I believe you, actually. I completely believe you. However, the Titans tried to destroy humanity once, and it's in our best interest not to allow them again. Integrating you could turn you into something that does want to hurt us.
You got a point. So,
How about those cortical stacks? Can you download yourself onto those 3 cortical stacks, or do you have to be active at all times?
That's a good question.
I had, well, I can, well, if you, like, so the other ones on there is wheeled. If you can put me on there and then basically just gonna point me somewhere out, I can go. Like I said, that's not staying there. I basically am. It's like I'm just oh wait, yeah, I'm just in the system, so you can download me onto one of those.
One of them, just one of them.
Yeah, but that would just be me, and then the other parts would be there. So
Okay, so
See, that's
okay.
much easier for us. If we can get you on those, we don't have to worry about any sort of far casting. We can get you right where you want to be, far away, so no one's in danger. And it's going to be safer for all of us. I mean, that's what Sanji would want, isn't it?
Sanji was kind of scared about the stuff that he was seeing.
Exactly. He was very scared, and that put him through a lot of emotional turmoil, and that's why he's resting now. So we really want to avoid all of that, and we've been very honest with you, and you've been honest with us. So let's just keep that circle of trust going.
We have a Farcaster. Oh wait, Farcasters are neutrino or quantum? Which is it?
Quantum.
He's already out.
Yeah.
Great. Unless we actually, because we can't contact Firewall through that.
So no, no, you can't contact Firewall through that. No. So yeah, because that's basically tied to another place. So
right. Where is it tied to?
Let's see. Does anybody have any technical skills that they can?
I have hardware robotics.
I have hardware.
Yeah, go ahead and get. Yeah, I'll say just a general hardware one. See if you can see where it was keyed to.
15 out of 50.
All right, so yeah, you go ahead and repair that. Actually, you find out that that Patel did a really, really sloppy job of killing this, and then
just wreck the buttons.
Yeah, he basically just like
Nice
crossed a
hiring
couple wires because he was really in a hurry to basically get this out. Basically, you could see it was not for him to basically leave a path and then go. He was basically making sure that nobody else could use this, so that something else couldn't get past there. And then that's like, if you look on there, it looks like it's going back to it's actually going back to a Cognite. That's like the Cognite headquarters.
That's no surprise.
Now, what are we supposed to do now exactly? What is it
They
wants
want
us
us
to open the
Put it on the
Okay.
shuttle.
But
All
how
right,
do
yeah,
we
so
get,
so here's basically what's kind of brought up the options. Starcadian Proxy is wanting you to obtain these servers with the core with the cortical stacks, which you for instantly know that's bringing what appears to be an X thread in here.
Yeah.
That's like the Anansi is wanting you to basically reassemble him so he can get off and leave.
but what is
So-
that process?
Integration. It's a simple process. The machine will run it.
Yeah.
Um,
So it'll basically just be on there, and then you can let that go, and then if they
Then see
becomes a
what
Titan, he becomes a Titan. So, but you don't know what the hell's going on here, other than it's probably a Titan.
X Factor, yeah. My
I
character's
say our
not
best
cool
bet
with that.
is getting him to download onto those cortical stacks, and then we hand him over to Firewall. I think that's our, and then we destroy the station.
Is Firewall to be trusted with such dangerous?
Firewall, yes. Starcadia, no.
I mean,
He is.
I don't know.
Starcadia is currently in breach of Firewall's principles.
These are things that man was not meant to know.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
Well, there is for me.
It's cool, guys.
So
I
it's-
know smuggling. I can hide them.
There's lots of things Trace doesn't want to know.
That's way too conservatism.
All right, so what is
That's your ultimate hide.
so what's the plan that you're wanting to go for?
Yeah,
All right.
let's take a vote. Who wants to do what? You've heard mine.
All right. Now, Anansi wants to be whole. I really sympathize with that,
Uh-huh.
but
Go
it
on.
seems suicidal.
I'm nodding to
Oh,
Trace
and
to-
I am actually I'm actually including Anansi in that conversation.
Oh, good. That's great.
Oh, good. I'm
I
glad.
really sympathize with that, but I believe it's suicide.
I'm casually walking behind Trace to get him between me and anyone who with a gun. Just casual.
Goodness.
Stretching my legs. No big deal.
All right. So, all right. Well, I
There's
will.
no one other than us and us in this room that can be saved from this facility.
Yeah, we could salvage this whole thing if we get the cortical stacks, hand them over to Firewall.
He doesn't
and
want the cortical stacks. He wants the processors.
It's just I mean, those are expensive, but they're
Well, here's the
generic, aren't
question. Wait. We haven't asked ourselves, why
Hey.
would he want
They
the
drive you insane
processors?
if you touch them. They're so bad.
they? Yeah, we don't want those.
Like,
But
things-
why would he want the processors?
Oh, he's going to betray us.
But the processors are nothing special. You can buy those, if you are
well,
if you own a hypercorp,
Hmm.
you can get those on the open market.
no,
Can
he
you
clearly
clarify that,
wants
Aaron?
the.
Does he want the program or does he want the hardware or both?
Basically, well, it's basically the entire unit itself. That's like those three.
That means that he wants
Pillars of Doom.
because
he
you know
wants
that
Anansi continuously running.
because the thing is, anybody who touches those, as the information you saw, something has been happening to. That's like their stacks that their egos essentially that they're bringing up information or being set to a process.
I go
So-
over to kick one of the pillars and then remember what I just saw and try to pull it off.
So, all right. Well, I will be right back from the bathroom. So,
Okay.
but I will let you guys vote on what you're going to do. Okay.
All right,
Man.
here now we're in a really hard spot right
So
here.
what's the first vote for? To just give him the stuff?
Well, he's going to betray us. I think we all know he's up to no good. He's outside of Firewall.
Yeah, we didn't trust him before he did something weird. Now he has.
But
He didn't give us any of the right info. He didn't give this whole thing is a setup.
There's got to be some way to get this to Firewall beyond him. And
But I don't think Firewall would want it. Like,
Firewall would destroy it.
yeah,
Well, yeah, but if
so
we could
we
get it
might
on the
as well cut
portable
out the
stacks.
middleman and destroy it. Is Tracer's perspective.
But if we go in to get those stacks, whoever goes in to get those stacks is
Oh.
dead
Well, I'm
forever.
Tracer's willing to do it.
Yeah, I was
He lived a
gonna think
long time.
if they get downloaded onto this.
I lived a long time, and I plan to live a lot longer.
But if they get
Tracer's a little bit of a fatalist.
Yeah, I
That
guess we're still
19.
trusting.
on the other hand, actually, I'm being a little bit
Chinatown
silly.
doesn't end well,
I'm actually being a little bit silly. We don't have to risk ourselves to get those stacks.
That's what I was thinking, right?
We can just use a utility robot to do that.
Oh, I actually have a
Yeah, if we
servitor
wanted to
robot.
retrieve them, we could.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a little robot we could
But
use
to make
that.
sure that they're destroyed, somebody kind of has to stay in a compromised position and should not leave.
Well, we could load up the thermite on the robot and drive that in.
Is that good enough? I guess.
I mean, we don't have much ordnance to work with.
Anansi.
Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming I have two because it's plural, and assuming more than two seems wrong.
One thing, Anansi. I'm going to talk to him as soon as GM gets back. But I was gonna ask him when they get back, and I'll ask you guys. It seems like he's a copy of something. What do you think?
He's totally a divided Titan or alien or something like that.
Yeah, I got the impression that he's the part that was left over after the other three parts were taken. Like, I don't know that that's right.
He's one of those three processors.
He's all
I
three.
think he's like his own, like he's the umbrella that they would go under. Do you think he's one of them specifically?
Well, his consciousness believes so.
Well, it is past, present, and future.
Yeah, but I got the impression that he was referring to all of them as himself.
They are all him, but he thinks of himself as just one of them.
That's
I think this is like...
Which probably present. If I had to guess.
I mean, realistically, it's
Makes the
Aaron,
most
right? This is going to be a good AI who's just going to go out there, but that's meta. They'll probably grant us all immortality.
You're right.
And
Wait, one more thing.
Yeah, that's
very important point.
Meta.
Very important point that isn't meta. Starcadia is in breach of the basic principles of Firewall.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which means, from his point of view, we are already a liability, and we have to be taken out before we talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Good point.
We probably shouldn't. Yeah.
So how do we get out of
fully cooperating with him is not in our best interest.
Okay.
At all.
I'm back. So,
All right. So this is what I vote, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
My vote is we go ahead and do the bridge for Anansi.
Oh.
Or maybe I'll nickname him Carol. But
I like Charlotte.
Charlotte. I still like Anansi though. So because even if it ends up being a Titan, it's still here on this shuttle and it's cut off.
Its abilities once it becomes a Titan aren't really measurable beforehand, right? Like it could just suddenly be able to do things.
That's a good question. We have no idea the answer to that question.
Horrible things. My character's assumption would be like all bets are off once it achieves that.
But we also do not know.
Well,
because it could be right? We don't even know ASI. All we know is AI.
Yeah, this thing could decide that, wow, that was boring talking to those folks. Let me integrate all of them so we don't have to talk anymore. How much more efficient?
Or it could be Iron Giant.
Hey, Nancy, what do you think?
Well, I assume that I'm not a jerk. Granted, I don't know if I'm going to be a jerk with all the parts installed, but you got a point.
I believe that you're not a jerk, and that's why I want you to be part of this, because you are one of us.
Oh,
you're involved here.
Well, thank you. So, yeah, definitely, I want to do that. So I vote for Liv, but that's up to you. So
okay.
I
actually am voting for that, but I recognize I'll probably be outvoted on it. And definitely, at the end, we can load up a Faraday cage with those three machines on it, but a quantum computer is just a piece of metal once you turn it off.
Yeah, I say we get the cortical stacks and we go out and then we try to deal with Starcadia.
And even if we do
Really?
that, and
Okay.
I don't know about dealing with Starcadia. I think going on the run until we can find another firewall.
Well, that's what I mean.
Sell.
We're all going to vote for
resolve that
something
issue.
different. This is not going to change anything. Because I would vote
Well, we
for
do have
destroying
3
them.
pieces of an AI. We could just divide them.
Well, they're already divided.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll
Much
make this on there
limited power.
clear as it's possible. So I don't think I may have been clear. You actually cannot touch the pillars because you've seen the footage and you
Yeah.
realize anybody who touches that essentially is affected by it.
We could use a
So-
utility bot
Yeah,
to get
we
those
realized
stacks.
We could, yeah.
You could try to pull the stacks, but you don't know what would happen to that, or if it would. It's like if, yeah, you can try to pull the stacks on there, but you don't even know if touching those stacks would have the same effect.
I have a
So-
little servitor bot. I assume it followed me around this whole time.
Yeah, But that's the point I'm making too is that you have no idea whether if holding the stacks themselves
Yeah,
will
that could
even
still-
have the same effect as not, because these are connected to that, or if it would be residual. So it's a
the
risk
whole
you
thing is
take.
so horrible. It just
Yeah,
has
it's
to go.
it's a risk that you take on there. Or Anansi was giving you the option of basically the integration bridge where you can download all the information into that stack. So and then
we
you
do that without actually touching.
yeah, it's a
we need to
link
get
process basically. You just put that in there, go without touching the pillars, go, and then it's downloaded into the stack. So that's
And then we
Yeah,
can
that's
blow
what
that up.
I vote for. I want to get that stack and then get out of Dodge.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the closest we're going to come to a compromise, and without
Yeah.
doing something
Okay. All right.
All right.
on
Yep.
our own.
Okay.
I'm amazed that we reached that.
Okay, so the
Everyone
vote,
gave up at once.
so the
Perfect
vote
argument.
so the vote was to go down to the vote was to download and integrate and then get off the station.
Yeah. Now, Anansi, do you realize that this will be giving you what you want, but you'll be essentially asleep for a while?
I'm okay as long as I'm whole.
Okay.
That is
We're
the
going to
sweetest
turn you
thing
off
I
as
can-
soon as you're integrated.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do
I wish
that.
I could just pinch that Titan's cheeks. My goodness.
Yeah, I'll be slapping a charge on whatever he's integrated into. So
Which is just a
Oh,
little
that-
piece of diamond.
All right,
Yeah.
and here's a backup thought. We throw all of the demolitions we've got onto the station to take it out, and when our proxy comes in, we let him know.
He's not coming. He wants us to come to him.
Well, that's the thing. We leave and we say, you know what? Before we were able to get it out, the AI started attacking and it caused a rupture. Station crashed. We got out barely. Nothing remains.
All we have to do is the power supply. Once the power supply is off, the ionic engines won't be able to correct for the orbit, so the orbit will decay.
So
Yeah,
there's
but
two
it's for such
charges.
a-
We got one on the Titan and we got one on the reactor, and everybody's happy. And,
All right.
I like it.
We
existential
have a
threat
plan.
Okay,
It's not a good plan. but we're
print
gonna
that. All
stick
right.
to it.
So I will say that in this case, the Anansi actually just talks you through the process, so you don't even have to worry about that.
Oh,
But it
so
takes
okay.
it takes the majority of the hour. What are you deciding to rig it to blow as well, or are you just letting it decay, the orbit decay, and take care of it?
I wanna
Well,
blow
is there
the
anything else we can speed it up with
smithereens.
this little amount of explosives as we have?
Yeah, we don't have a lot.
For this one,
Let's do
is
two.
does anybody have demolitions?
I do.
No.
Not
You do?
high, but I do. Yeah,
Okay.
you shouldn't be walking around with these charges without at least a
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
right?
If you can help on there, I would say rolling that would basically set them up in the way that you would be able to probe it and have the most maximum damage if you're willing to take that out. So
Yeah, I mean my demolitions is at it's at 55.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
yeah, that's actually really good. So
Really good
I would say if you want to go ahead and make that roll.
yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, 9. Okay, good.
All right,
Zero
and
nine.
and also remember, if you have Moxie, you can actually spend one to upgrade that to a critical.
Let's do
Oh,
that
yeah.
because
That's a good idea.
Yes, that is a good idea.
But it is a critical success.
All right, so you actually find the baseline fusion reactor that is taking care of the station. So once you leave, everything should go up in smoke. But I should also put on there where that you're going to be leaving a station that it's going to be hard to explain to Firewall too at that point, or anybody else, since this is the main Cognite. This is a primary Cognite research station that suddenly is going up in vapor.
Yeah, this is a
So,
station
guys-
that's actually in the books.
Yep. It is
Cool.
actually.
The worst
It is
part of that
available.
is that
I've got
Clearly
persuasion and
know
4
that
moxie. We're good.
All right.
we're basically covering up for them
Okay.
more than
So-
anything else. Like I really feel like we were taken advantage of in the worst
We
way possible.
yes.
We'll just
And
leak
if
it.
this were a campaign, the next mission would definitely be revenge.
Yeah. All right. So, but you have all that information. I'll say while you're doing that, everybody else was assisting with the transfer. Uh, actually, I'll say in this stage, this will be who has the highest interfacing?
Let's see here.
I have 50.
I have 50.
50? Okay. So
Yeah, I have 40.
40.
35.
All right.
30, actually.
So if you want to be able to assist the transfer, basically just following Ananzi's directions, you can go ahead and do that.
Well, I
So-
can't really mess it up, so I'll try.
All right. So go ahead and make your roll.
I failed, but I moxie it to a success.
Okay. So, all right, then that's fine.
Oops. Delete.
So you'll do that in the roll. So yeah, go ahead. You managed to do the transfer over just fine, and there were no unexpected surprises as far as you know. It's like Anansi gratefully thanks you before going to sleep. And so, and you see that each one of the basically the tower stacks, basically seems to power off. That's like power off as the cortical stacks are starting to integrate back into it. So, and then it tells you the process is done. And are you picking it up? Or who's picking it up?
No, that's a robot.
Utility robots.
Hand.
Yeah, little servitor bot goes and picks that up, and we were like 10 feet away at all times.
Okay, so
Well, I get close enough to poke a thermite charge on it just in case the worst happens.
okay.
Or I guess I would have done that beforehand. So
Yeah.
Okay, so
You can,
all right.
you can do that before we even bridged.
yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah, you can do that on there. So in any case, that's like on your way to the shuttle now, or at least on the shuttle, and you
Oh.
actually.
Let's actually also load up what he asked for because it's no harm to anyone now, but it's a good distraction.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, excellent.
Like, we didn't break it. That's how it came.
It's right
We use,
there.
we use other robots to do that. We still don't touch anything.
Yeah. I still-
Okay, so you load it up on there. Yeah, so that will take from there. Because it was part of it was integrated right now, being air gapped, so you're fine. But yeah, go ahead. You put it on there, and once you get it, you
Oh,
see
you
that
know
there's a
what?
message. You see that there's a communication link waiting for you on the shuttle.
Can we like
One-
fortify it? Can we encase it in lead so that it would take some time to actually get to it?
You would have to fab that, and that would take a while. So,
I don't know where you got all that lead laying around.
yeah. So let's just put the bodies and make some lead.
Full time.
Well, actually, I got
Turn
40
things into
lead.
other things.
Exactly.
The whole point of the future.
But there is a communicate open line waiting for you on the shuttle.
All right, I got this, guys. Hello, this is Jeanette.
That's like agent status report.
Got what you wanted. Everything's fine here. How are you?
What's your deception at?
My deception is 65.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead and roll
Wow.
this at opposed.
39.
Not bad.
All right.
Now's the time to use that moxie.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Starcadian. Well, look. So we'll go. You hear silence for a second.
Does he look like Ziggy Stardust? Because for some reason, that's just like how.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Is it really? That is so
David
weird. and
Bowie.
yet- yeah, David Bowie with a star like
Yeah.
painted over one eye. Okay. So-
Well, yeah. Actually, it's very much basically what you saw before. Is that the chromed out hooded figure too. His looks
could
are.
still be David.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's like looks over. Agent Jeanette, I know very well when people are lying to me.
Oh, no,
What are
I've
you
got
not telling me?
He doesn't know
So
anything.
he crit succeeded.
God.
All right, maybe he knows.
Okay,
something.
give me the comms. Okay. All right. The sorry. The Faraday cage with the 3 processors is in the shuttle right now. We're in the shuttle and we're about to leave. That is what you wanted. Would you like to see a video of the cage?
I would.
Okay, I will provide that.
Okay. Do you say, are you altering it anyway, or are you just giving him a feed?
I'll just give him a feed because altering it, I mean, he's not like he's going to be expecting it to be turned on because it's not connected to power.
Okay.
Could we use like a hardware check, but intentionally fail it to describe? It's like we don't know what we're doing. You sent really bad team members to do this.
So that would be more of a deception check. So you would have to say
can I
that,
put in the
unfortunately.
background, like flipping through space manuals, be like, all right, what wire goes where again?
Yeah, that would be a deception. So
It's not
All
connected to power, so it should be turned off.
Yep, 37.
I will be showing it from a direction that doesn't show the from an angle that doesn't show where the cortical stacks are.
Okay. Let's see.
Another critical success.
Although the cortical stacks could be right back where they actually no, we didn't take them. He's in a different cortical stack.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah, they're all still there. So it looks perfectly fine because
perfect.
the lights aren't on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pan over that. Like, look at
So,
this.
all right.
That's crazy.
Now he just doesn't understand why you were lying.
Okay.
I'm
All
a
right.
smuggler. I smuggled something up.
I lie all the time, man.
All right.
I'm lying when I tell the truth.
I'm still
So,
the intern.
all right. Then
It's
you,
right there.
it's like, very good. I need you to meet me at these coordinates. Gives you a different docking bay that was not. That's listed off of the primary. That's like the main Cognite one. You were to That's like to leave the cargo here, and it will be picked up by a secured firewall team.
Understood.
All right, Starcadian out. If it's like if you were not there at this, I will consider. I consider this a. That's like loss, and that's like your team will be dismantled.
Can we follow up on the other stuff that we fed him? I mean, because there's still the issue of the people who have the quantum stacks are out in the public. I mean, has we been looking into that?
So,
That's beyond our.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that anything that Starcadian has been involved in is totally corrupted. Like, he's definitely doing his own thing.
Do any of you have
He
any
probably has
networking
those
firewalls?
stats. I have.
Yeah, I have it at 65.
Oh, good.
65. Okay.
I was going to say, as a backup, I have networking criminal. I could
I'm
try to
60.
like do some smuggling here to pull some switcheroo stuff.
Well, we need to connect. We need to contact someone else in firewall. With your networking firewall, do you think you could
I just
get
did
through to anyone?
0-3.
0-3.
Yep, 60 out of 60.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty little none, but you do get some. All right. Well, you do have an open channel, so you do. Yeah, that's no longer restricted off of it. So.
Hey, it's
yeah.
Firewall This is Starcadia's second phone. Hello.
But you do get another one. It's actually just another Sentinel that's on. It's another Sentinel that is on Octavia. This is Sentinel Lecter.
Okay.
This guy seems legit.
Yeah.
Seems trustworthy.
So
Certainly
He's a
as
people person.
trustworthy as Space Bow.
yeah, they come back. Hello. I've received your. Are you in need of assistance on a mission? Because we're not supposed to. Ourselves are not supposed to be talking.
I'm passing this over to people with better social skills.
Forget social skills. Give it to me.
Yeah, go for it.
We are worried that that our sales proxy may be compromised, and need you to pass up a packet of information, a report that I will prepare and send to you. This is as high priority as you can manage it.
X threat.
Send it to your proxy.
Okay, so this is gonna have to be a high persuasion check, and if you have any rep on, well, make your persuasion check first, and if you have a rep, let's see what's going for
I got
F rep.
Persuasion.
Rep, so
I should be the
That-
persuasive one.
Rep and Moxie.
It defaults down to my savvy, right?
That's good.
yeah, so that will there. So let's give it. Yeah, see what you have.
There's no point in moxing it. I got a 43 out of 15.
No, there is no point.
Look, there is proper channels to be able to go through this. I'm not That's
Can I
like
jump
I'm
on the line. Can I try my own persuasion here? Just like, sorry about that. Here's what we really meant.
Or just do the whole urgency. There's not time for
Yeah,
Papa
damn it,
Chance.
man.
well in this case, yeah, I was loading for the one roll. How much IREP do you have?
I've got 3 I'll throw in.
60. I have 60, and I'll spend as much as I have to. He's a free gen. So
Yeah.
I gotta spend. You want to win it.
Alrighty. Yeah, looking in this one, you sit there going like, what's going on? So,
Classified soldier.
but you see him sitting there going like, wait, because he sees you just dumping all this rep on there, and like, wait, what the hell?
It's clearly important.
X threat. X threat. X threat.
And why isn't your proxy taking care of this?
Compromised.
Rogue.
Shit.
Exactly.
Okay, that's this is
We're
going
probably
to.
we're probably dead.
All right. I don't know if we can get you a safe harbor. Okay, if you can get. Hold up for a second.
Safe harbor is less important than getting this information to the Council of Proxies.
I will. This will be gotten to there. But if you're there, we want to make sure you're stable because I don't think you should go to that place, the docking bay there.
I got that. No problem. We'll take care of it on our end.
All right. I've set up another docking bay for
you.
you. If you can get here, we will have. There actually is an erasure squad on Octavia right now. I'm going to send them in to the other side. Just do where Starcadian is. Do not get caught. It's like get here as quickly as possible. Okay.
We're all the way on the way.
All right. So
All right, I do networking criminal. I want to get local thugs on the station to somehow impede the dock that we were supposed to go to.
No, he's already doing that.
No. I'm saying the one that we were going to go to is now inoperable.
Oh,
We get
okay.
some
Good idea. Good
sabotaging
idea.
that. Yeah.
okay. So go and make that
Yeah.
roll.
That'll make a good smoke screen.
63 out of 65. Yes.
All right, so actually that's really good. Yeah, you realize that they basically you make up another excuse, telling them that there's some guy
There's
from a
drugs in
rival
them
gang there.
crates. Go get
Yep.
them.
So now there's 2 ones. All right, so yeah, at this point, you might be free and clear, but you just need to get to that other shuttle right now. Does anybody have piloting?
I do.
All right, what's your piloting at?
Not I.
I have a
Right.
ground craft.
I have pilot spacecraft at 45.
All right,
bad.
so all right,
That's
we'll
not
see if
bad.
you.
Team.
Better
All right,
than
well, go ahead.
expected.
I will say that you don't have to do anything else since you have the base skill pulling out.
Oh,
but it-
man.
Since you're in our pilot, go ahead and make one more perception check.
Perception check.
Mhm.
Okay. I fail.
Well,
I want to check to see if
Failed
there's anything.
perception check. You know what?
The rest of us are
Yep,
just
I
in the
can't
back
even
humming.
flip it because flipping it would still fail.
okay, you can always pay Moxie to reroll if you want.
I will pay Moxie to reroll.
Okay.
That sounds important. Failed again. This time it's a 77.
All right.
Oh, that's
So-
a critical fail.
All right. So, but you're pulling out. You seem to be fine since this is everybody else is in the back.
Sorry, guys.
Unfortunately, you didn't really know. It's like you're so stressed out about this that you didn't notice one of the kill sats moving into position behind you.
Oh, good.
Well, it could be worse.
And let's take a look to see what kind of damage goes on there. Oh, okay. So it does not.
All the
It does
damage.
not. It does not make a hit. It
Miss?
misses on its one. So you still have your piloting check. So
Oh, here it comes.
in this case, to be able to get to the shuttle and the other alternate base, because Starcadian has looks like he has taken over the kill sats.
What? How would he know that we're doing this?
So it's an information specialist. So
Oh,
yep.
That guy.
well, I made the
Um,
piloting
how about-
check.
C-Rep, can I call in Cognite and say, hey, someone's messing with your kill sites, guys?
Oh, that probably would be good on the afterwards, but this is mainly your survival to see what happens right now. So this is going to be the last one. It's going to be the last rolls on there. The piloting checks versus that's like Starcadian. If you can make it past 3, you will make it to Octavian's port.
I got 1. Oh, I got 2. I got a 23.
Okay, well, we're gonna do this 1-on-1 just to make sure we'll have the thoughts. So,
Okay.
he's missed the one, so you can make your first piloting check. So go ahead and do that.
Okay, so that'll be this one, 23.
Yes. Okay, 23, made it, and it's opposed. So let's see. Yep. Nope, he misses on that, so you're free. All right, second one.
All right, here comes number 2. 44, just freaking barely made it.
No, that's a critical success.
Oh, it is a
nice.
So yeah, that's gonna be all right. So you will be able to maneuver out of that, and he.
Hey guys, I'm really good at piloting. It turns out.
I never
no
had
idea. You
So,
might wonder
yeah,
what a
you don't-
private detective from the 20th century. Anyway.
All right, and so you don't even have to make the next one. You technically will succeed that, but it's just gonna take one other pot shot, and yep. So.
You all die.
All right.
Then we all die.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh,
but
look right through the blast stream.
no, but you make it into that port. Yeah, as you go there, you are greeted by that's like Sentinel
Is it
Lecter.
like a Firefly scene? Like it's super exciting.
Essentially, yes. To kind of go through that.
Like, oh my god, we gotta spin around for no reason, and then we spin, and it's awesome.
All right, so yeah, you are a leaf on the wind in this case. You managed to do that.
Great.
The local authorities for the Planetary Consortium are up there on Octavia, are there because they are wondering what the hell's going on. But thankfully,
Goodness.
that's like
Got your quantum computer, guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
Lecter is able to basically help with the excuse to get over there, and you find out that just through the grapevine that yeah, there seems to have been a large firefight over at where you were supposed to land. Something to do with. It's like the Planetary Consortium, Octavia's police force, and some criminal organizations that seem to have gotten mixed in the crossfire from base information.
Yes.
So you are
Who's the
taken from
proxy now. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and Starcadian is not heard from very much. It's like you see that he is information.
Escaped, eh?
Yeah, he is not there, but he is no longer considered a proxy in this case. So, and you were asked to turn over. Turn over the information. I will leave this to you. They know from your reports that the towers were actually part of one threat that was causing this issue. Do you choose to turn the stack over?
My motivation is personal career, so I really want to move up the food chain.
I don't care about the food chain, but this
I
at
am
least puts
opposed.
opposed to turning it over.
Yes. Destroying
'Cause
the Titans
they will probably destroy it.
Okay.
probably is not 100%.
All right.
I can
So
personally
I'm
make
fine
sure
with
it's
whatever we do with
destroyed.
the stack. If we can hand over something, so I can get exceeded expectations on my next review.
You can
really what I'm
absolutely
Well,
hand it over because I have the button that will
All
blow it up.
All right.
I report that there is a stack.
Okay, so you're gonna. It's like we're
Which
okay.
means
So
that he probably will push his button.
all right.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, you can cash it in for some credit. You know, like, hey, here's the stack. I had nothing to do with the explosive rig to it, and then I will.
That looks like slag. No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, well, I'll wait till you give it over, and then we'll blow it up.
all right. So you're.
Then,
Right on the-
then I'm
So
the
you-
bad guy.
So you were disclosing what this is and what you think this is and handing it over to Firewall.
Yes, and said, "Do not touch it. For all intents and purposes, this thing is cursed magically.
Okay.
Oh, and don't
So-
touch it. In fact, that's what we say. You can't touch the stack. We
Don't
show in that
ever
video.
have touched it, or be planning to touch it in the future either."
Okay.
The 10th
So- All right. Well, everybody here, you are commended for getting that, and on your return home, you actually do find that each of you has been printed out a canary.
Yes.
So
Personal
Oh.
career success.
because this was a major issue, and you also ended
Even
up
after I blew
exposing.
it up.
Yeah.
I totally blew it up.
Well, it's also the fact that you ended up exposing somebody in the organization who was out for all their own gain instead of actually
Saving the
assisting
universe.
the entire file.
Really
So,
bad.
all right.
That
So,
was like one of the worst that I've ever seen.
Yep. So, but
I mean,
yeah.
out of character. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, don't worry. So, but yeah, that was essentially 3 soul lock. You guys succeeded far better than I thought you would in that one. So,
We got lucky a couple of times there.
Yeah, we did.
so comments, questions, suggestions.
Like
Guys
again,
are
that
good.
is like
Awesome.
one of the worst threats I've ever. Like, did you come up with that? Because that is awful
Okay, yeah. Let me
in a good
explain.
way.
Yeah, let me explain
I
what
mean,
is further here.
done.
So, and for anybody who is not, I forgot who was not far along on. So I know one of you said you were still listening to No Evil, right?
That's me. Yeah.
I finished it.
Okay, how far along are you into No Evil?
I think I have 4 podcasts left.
Okay, sorry.
Distant Earth.
This takes a little bit of spoilery territory, so I don't really want that, but essentially,
Oh, is it him?
so, well, I'll say that what you encountered, essentially, what you encountered was a piece of Augustine.
Oh, so it probably would have been fairly safe.
I was
Yeah,
actually
well,
gonna
we
make a
would
joke about that.
All right, so, but what happened in this case
Certainly
is
not.
that the
Nice.
yeah, what happened in this case? Well, besides the squeaky toy, because I hear buds still against.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's funny. But no. What in this case is that Cognite was doing other research on so basically more advanced AI research, and Augustine ended up sending out a fork of itself, one that was influenced by a certain AI that we all
Yep.
know and love. So, in order to investigate, but essentially when it forecasted in, it got trapped. So, and through its own methods, because it was assumed there, and Patel, who was there, couldn't figure out what it was. It was just they thought it was just an odd update or an odd AI that had come out, and was trying to do alternate forks to disseminate what was going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But found out that anytime somebody touched one of these altered forks through the different servers that they had it attached to, it had different effects. If they touched the one that the Christmas past one, they were actually being able to pull up memories that were that's like not attributed to other backups. Essentially, like if a firewall agent went out, died, they could remember that. The pulling up information somehow beyond the backup. Present, it seemed to lock them in the moment where they could only think about what they could do in that one. In future, which is one of the reasons why Patel killed himself, was showing potential variables. And because of the firewall agent that was there who was trying to get this information, he touched it and basically was jabbering about a future that was where the Titans returned.
Mm-hmm.
And when Patel came to that realization, he couldn't deal with that and found that this thought the entire station was Titan infected. They tried to basically tried to contain it as much as they could, but they saw it was getting out and the experiments were going too far beyond. So that's when he killed himself. Yeah. Starkadian picked up on this and realized that if he could actually pick up a machine that could pull back information from dead agents, he could get dirt on anybody else that he wanted to and also have a potential future predictor. That's why he wanted it.
Predict that future.
Minority Report.
Essentially, yeah. So,
yeah.
And I will actually link this in here for you guys afterwards. But the Starkadian is actually the name of a band or an artist, and I actually yeah, and I will link the video to Chinatown. But basically, I stole the entire look from that video, so worked with it.
Well,
so,
like I said, it was Ziggy Stardust to me.
Yeah, and you guys, and I will say, compared to the next one, you very much social engineered your next one because the previous group that did this, they went through. They really kind of went more guns blazing on there when they found it. And when they had the star one, they basically broke their way out and then let Augustine go. So,
I was for that, but
I got
to admit that's clearly a stupid thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely no, and really it's good just because you're also taking. It's interesting your take on that as well because it's very much more of the firewall aesthetic of it too. So, but I really liked your approach on it as well. And I the one thing I do apologize. I realized that the way you were going, it didn't really have a lot of conflict in this because most of the enemies in here were either. If you really agitated anybody else, like the guards or something, that's when they would attack. And you.
I did not feel like it was light on conflict. It was light on combat.
Yeah.
I'm the most combat heavy character, and I didn't fire around, but I'm not bothered by that because I was doing something the whole time.
Combat's
Yeah, I think that was
boring.
fine. We could have had as much combat as we wanted if we
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
It was an interesting one, but I was really glad the ways you got, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed it too. So
I really like that we spent almost a third of the adventure discussing what to do with the
Yeah.
Big
you know,
moral quandary. That was
At-
awesome.
in a friendly and philosophical fashion,
yeah, like
which
everybody had
very
their
much fits with my
motivations,
character.
You know, if I could give one suggestion, it would be if Starkadian could kind of get us out of a some sort of conflict. You know, so he's actually
Okay.
So he like proves himself to not
Okay.
be a weird bad
So
guy,
we
like
might
right
not
off the
trust
bat.
him, but we at least
Okay.
you know have
Like I
some
was just
fucking
not trusting
feelings.
him in the beginning to be a dick, but then it turned out like that was
Okay, it works on there. So, all right, no, I'll definitely take
my
that.
character just doesn't trust anybody, and I guess sometimes you get right. Yeah, paranoia, you're right all the
I kind
time.
of expect him to be
Even a stop
pretty
clock
bad
is right
guy.
part of the time.
Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
which works from there. So, all right, no, I will
Just didn't
definitely take that
expect
to
it to be
heart.
one.
So, but no,
It was
guys,
a
thank
great,
you.
great adventure.
No, I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much. So, we'll end the broadcast right here. But thank you guys very much again, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
All right.